guys are trained well.
Ready, Jesse? Ready? Yeah. Shoot some early. Broadcast. Nice. Good job.
String 2 and 3 are working with one on the loop. Is it got a long link? they chosen like this.
Thank you. Hello and welcome. We are live from the Airdrie Curling Club. Joshua Adam William Arbuthnot alongside Richard Struban for the ACAC Curling Championships. Richard, how's it going?
It's going fantastic. Today we get the enjoyment of watching the Augustana Viking women's team playing against the Concordia Thunder team. They've just delivered their first rock. It's going to be a fantastic match today.
Yeah, absolutely. And Richard, you're a long time. You really know this arena well. You've played here before.
I just played here on Sunday last week and also on Monday. So we've got Concordia delivering in their very first rock. They're shooting the blue stones, which kind of matches their outfit. And then we've got Augustana with the red rocks today. This is Rachel Jost, her first shot that she's delivered. Just heading into the rings right now. The first guard, as you can see from the feed, going through her Rachel's rock, just biting the 12-foot and stopping. The first rock delivered by Randy Cameron from Augustana is just sitting above the rings there.
No, what advice would you say to players that have played here? You know, you obviously played in a lot of different surfaces. What would you say about this surface, if it differs or anything else from other playing surfaces you played on before?
No, it's a really good rink. Airdrie does a really good job. The ice makers here, Dan Balboa, does a really good job of the sheets. They've been managing it all week long and making sure that the ice is in pristine condition. There were some issues with sheet number 6, 7, and 8. They lost some brine lines on those particular sheets about a month ago, but they've been working really hard, and they just dropped the temperature a little bit in here to keep the ice moving well. So her second rock here for Randy is coming in now, and she's just sitting top of the 12-foot, and Rachel Jost is now going to be delivering her second stone.
So kind of got a little bit of a guard going to start things off here. What are you looking at right now this early strategy is?
I think for this very beginning part, they're just basically trying to get used to the ice, getting accustomed to the curl on it, and also how it's reacting. Obviously, the ice changes all through the game. You've got, the ice will be getting lighter as they go along here. She's got a takeout coming here from Brenna. And Brenna is actually a participant in the 2018 and 2020 Tournament of Hearts from Alberta. So they've given her a takeout, which is normally what the seconds do a lot of. Nice takeout, and just missing the double takeout on the other end.
Yeah, nice job right there. So again, we're here in the first sets. There's a lot of great action going on here. We got colleagues on the second stream as well, but going here with the Augustana Vikings and the Concordia Thunder right now in this first. And before this next stone comes, Richard, tell me a little bit about both these clubs this year.
Well, both of these clubs have played each other. The way that the playdowns work here is they have two bonspiels, two regionals, one in the fall and then one in the winter. And so both of these teams have played each other already this year, twice in fact. And Concordia has been pretty consistent. They beat Augustana in both games 10-3. So Augustana, they know they got their backs against the wall with a pretty strong team. So that may be another reason why Augustana is being a little aggressive in this first end already. They've got a couple of rocks sitting up front, up at the top of the rings, and looking at trying getting points as early as they can, so they don't get caught behind after losing 10-3 both in November and in January.
So here comes Concordia right now with their third stone right here.
Yes, they're just judging the ice right now and giving the sweep. It looks like there's one might be a little bit light, so she's trying for a guard up front.
So we're kind of seeing that from both sides so far, Richard. Both teams going very heavily on the guard to start things off.
Yeah, you want to try and protect that front of the house. This one's coming in a little bit. A nice draw for shot rock there for sure. Okay, Augustana's turn. Looks like she's going to try and do a takeout. Wants to get some of the red rocks that are at the front and either raise them back onto the one that was just brought in by the Concordia Thunder. She's not giving a lot of ice, so you're going to see a lot more weight on this rock than we've seen on the others.
Let's see what she does right here. She comes down with the rock right now. As we're in here in the first end at the Airdrie Curling Club.
Looks like she's got a really good shot here. Nicely done, and then rolls behind cover, but a little bit too far, and yes, it's going to be taken out of the rings.
Not too bad there, getting a little bit of what they were probably hoping there for, Richard.
Yeah, no, I think she was probably hoping to just have that stop behind the blue rock over there, but she got too much of a piece of it, and it ended up rolling out. So now Augustana is going to put in another one behind that. But then now that front blue one is gone, or the front red one is gone, a lot more room down the center of the rink here.
So here comes back Concordia right now.
Again, just having shot this, had this rock happen with her last shot. They know the ice, and the sweepers know exactly what weight they need on it. It looks like we're going to get just a little bit of a rub, yeah, just a slight rub in for the red one, and now it is also in the rings. We got Augustana sitting first and second stone, with the third one being the red one at the top there on the left-hand side.
This is something your typical CE for the first end here, or just kind of starting off with a guard on each side, and you're really playing for position, aren't you?
Yeah, you want to try and get your rocks in a position where they're relatively close to the house so you can have the kind of raise that we just had earlier. Josie's calling a takeout here on the blue one that's on the far end of the ice. Wonderful delivery from Claire here.
Some strong sweeping coming in too. Let's see how they land the rock.
And she's hoping for a little bit of a roll, and just almost gets it behind cover, but looks like she's got almost a full rock here for Peyton to be able to take this one out. This is Peyton's, looks like her first stone that she's going to be throwing. Peyton Sonnenberg. She's in the Bachelor of Environmental Science program at Concordia, and is curled for 13 years.
No stranger to being an ACAC champion.
No, not at all. They were the ACAC champions last year, this Concordia women's team. So they're no stranger to a little bit of pressure. She just wrecks on the first guard there, maybe a little inside, or maybe the ice is moving a little bit much. Maybe her weight was a little down, so a lot more action on that one moving. So, but the stone is still there.
I think the guard played a factor in that as well.
Oh, for sure, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. And now Claire Bevan Stewart's being asked by Josie to be able to put that guard up top again. Try and protect that red one. They're just talking about the ice right now and telling her, do you want to put it just in front? She's tapping the front of just in front of the red rock there. She's got her broom held out to the edge of the 8-foot. Now Claire's in the hack, waiting to deliver her last stone. We got 4 rocks left for each team after this one. Again, Randy and Hope know the ice on this and know where it needs to go. They're just waiting for Josie to call them on it. Looks like it's a little bit heavy, and it's going to come into the rings here. Yeah, a little bit of a miscue there, just a bit, probably about 12 feet of too much weight on it.
Yeah, so explain that one to me there, Rich. They don't go really any sweeping, really no sweeping at all on that one.
No, they wanted that one to stop at the top of the house and give a guard, and then, a plan B of maybe coming behind, but just too much weight put on that rock. So now, without any doubt, Gabriel Peyton delivers her second last stone while Gabriel holds the rock here. She's got a chance to make this shot again. And nicely done. And just holds on to the edge of the 12-foot as it spins to the side. Is it going to spin in? Yes. So now we've got Concordia sitting with 3 there.
Yeah, so right now, if you come in with Augustana, they got 2 stones left, I believe.
Yep, they're both sitting with 2 rocks left. Gabriel and the Concordia Thunder have last rock in this. So Josie and Claire are talking over exactly what to do. It looks like they're going to come down on this one and hope to get a double on it.
Let's see what they can do on here. 2 stones left here. Getting near here, the first end here at the Airdrie Curling Club for the ACAC Curling Championships.
Gabriel is also an ACAC champion. She was the skip of the team last year, and then when they went on to the CCAA Bonspiel last year, they ended up getting the bronze medal. So a lot of really, really strong curlers on this sheet today. Gabriel playing out of the St. Albert curling rink up in Edmonton there, just north. So Josie's getting in the hack. Her sister Hope is going to be sweeping her rock.
Oh, that's a nice little family connection right here. Big rock right here early on.
Yeah.
Got the two left.
They're sitting with three in the house already, so Josie's wanting to at least get that front one out and hoping to get a double in the one and back. So she delivers the stone. We've got Randy and Hope just kind of waiting. Now they're sweeping. They're waiting for it to move a little bit. Okay. Not going to make the double, but at least gets rid of the one.
So they get rid of the one right there, Richard, and now Blue, I believe, is down to their final stone right here.
No, Blue has two rocks left. Yeah, they've got the last stone. So Gabriel is sticking one just at the top of the house over on just above the McKee Homes, above the M on the McKee Homes is kind of where she was pointing at. She wants to kind of finish it off there, making it a little bit more difficult for Josie's last rock to be able to get two out. She's trying to make it to be a difficult double.
That's what I was going to suggest right now. You're probably trying to protect the ones you have right now, get that guard up, and try to force Augustana to get out of your guard.
Yeah, Gabriel's getting really aggressive, wanting to get three in this first end for sure. So here she comes, delivering her her first rock. We've got Brenna and Rachel sweeping this one, or at least waiting to sweep. Brenna's giving it a little bit of a brush to try and get it to curl a little bit. They just need top of the house. They really don't want to have this one end up behind the tee line. And that looks like where it's going to go. This is an opportunity for Josie to either sweep it totally out. Yep. And if it held on, she could maybe even drop to it. But it looks like it's not in the rings, but it's still in play. So it looks like Josie's just going to try and put one kind of just up to the. No, she's changed her mind. She's actually going to go and try and maybe take that back one out and limit her to only getting two this end, which is probably a really good move.
So this is the really big stone here for Augustana. It's their final stone, and as you talked about, they're still talking a little bit of a strategy right now as they're getting ready to set up here.
Yeah, she's pretty confident with this shot. This is pretty much just a take out. She'd like to just sit right on top of it where it is and not have much of a roll on it. Just so she can have the shot stone. The one hanging onto the corner on the far edge of the 12-foot is second stone. But it looks like Concordia is playing for two now. Just again a little bit heavy, but like we were talking about earlier, the beginning of that first end, you're trying to get a feel for the ice and get a feel for the weight. They do get 9 minutes of practice time just before their game on the ice, so they get an idea. But it's not a lot of time to get the weight down for certain shots.
No, and that's why I think it's so important to have you, because you played on this ice surface, you understand what it's like. So here comes Augustana with their last stone here of the top of the first end here.
Looks like they've got a really good looking shot here. Just on top of it and hitting it, and that one is still shot rock, believe it or not. It looks like it kind of just nosed off of the first stone, and then that one rock that was just hanging on at the back, on the back line there, is where she hit and knocked that one out, and now she looks like she's got shot stone. So Gabriel is just going to come down. Her plan on this is just to take this out and stick right where it is. She wants to stay in so she can get to this end.
That's a nice shot there by Augustana overall, and now we get ready for the Thunder's last here of the first end. Richard just told you the strategy they're going to go for here.
Yeah, she needs to get two in this. Giving up one with last rock is not necessarily ideal. You certainly don't want to give up one, but you want to be able to just get two every time you've got last rock. So it's coming down. Rachel Jost is sweeping to try and keep it straight. It looks like she is going to just barely get it. So kind of a break there for the Augustana Vikings to only have Concordia take one in that first end.
Really well done right now. They lead 1-0. As we get ready to reset, you're watching ACAC Curling here on YouTube.
Okay, we are back. Just the start of the second end here. We have Rachel Jost delivering her first rock.
So what do you think now the strategy here is coming into the next end here, Richard?
Well, on this, I mean, like I said, Concordia maybe just kind of let one get away there. They had a chance for three, but had a bit of a miscue on the two skip stones. And now this one's going through as well. Just looks like it's going to stop just at the, just into the 8 foot a little bit.
By a little bit more heavier than what they wanted there, I'm assuming.
Yeah, she wanted a guard up at the top of the house there, and that just a little bit too much weight. And this ice is going to get lighter as we go on. We're only in end number 2, so still a lot of time.
So then I bring it back to you again as an experienced player on this ice. Have you noticed that as you get into the later ends of your games of the changing of the ice like that? Oh
yeah, that's pretty traditional in most curling rinks. She starts off pretty heavy, and then as we get more sweeping and more rocks going, that pebble gets worn down, and the rocks just keep getting faster and faster. And we saw a lot of action happening on the left-hand side of the sheet. So depending on where the rocks are going, this one here's a really nice shot. Very nicely done by Randy, exactly where the skip wanted that for sure.
Yeah, really nice touch to get that guard right there for Augustana. And obviously, too, your strategy is always going to dictate by who has last shot.
Yes, absolutely. The most important shot is always the last shot at the end. And, curling is a lot like playing pool. It's not so much the shot that you take, it's the shot that you leave for your opponent. So we're seeing here that Gabriel is asking Rachel for her second stone. It looks like it's a little bit light as well. She might be a little gun shy from throwing that one a bit heavy from last time, but she's asking her to guard it up. It's not curling nearly as much as she'd like, but it looks like it's going to come in and just be top of the house now. And they've made it all the way into the top of the 8 foot.
Very nice shot.
So this is a double opportunity now for Josie and Randy's second shot here. Randy's the lead. She's in her first year of curling, believe it or not, and she's taking the Bachelor of Arts in Crime, Law and Justice. She's in her third year there. So first year of curling, and she's already at the ACAC level, so that's pretty good.
See if they can knock them.
Just missed the front one, but she was able to get rid of the back one, so a nice plan B for sure.
So they were able to get rid of the one stone there at the ends, but like you said, Richard, not able to get the double that they were hoping for.
No, not exactly, but again, a really nice call by Josie to be able to have like a backup plan for her to be able to come at that for sure. So we got Brenna here playing second. 15 years she's been curling compared to the 1 year for Randy. A really good curler, Brenna. Like I was saying, she's played in the 2018 and 2020 Alberta Tournament of Hearts. She's also the under-18 provincial champion in 2013, 14, and 15. So, yeah, Brenna's pretty much grown up on the ice with her 15 years of experience.
And looking to just get another guard at the top right here.
Yeah.
My best guess here, Richard, is they're obviously now they're going to do everything they can to protect that one stone. With Augustana here, maybe trying to knock at least that one out and maybe hope to get a double.
Yeah, Brenna's guard is not in a bad place. It's not a full guard on the entire one that's sitting into the 8 foot there. So that nose is just poking out for Josie to ask her sister Hope to be able to knock this one out. She's not asking for a lot of weight though. You can tell by the amount of ice that she's got there on the stream. You can see that she's given a fair amount of ice on this. And normally a takeout, you're no more than about a foot or 8 inches away. So you can see that she's got. They call it bump back weight. It's more of like hack weight or backboard weight that she's asking her to deliver. She's got a really nice looking stone here. This looks like it's got a really good chance. Very well done. Just noses it. So the line just a tiny bit off for her with that. And her shooter is out of the rings, and the red or the blue one just barely a biter in the back of the 12.
That's the right word. It is biting.
Yep, it is. So Gabriel isn't really going to worry about that one too much. I mean, there's likely more rocks that are going to count that are going to be much closer. She wants to go behind that guard that was just thrown by Brenna.
Yeah, I was going to say, do they go for like to muck it up a little bit more and just hope for that 1 point there, or they're going to try to get a little bit more inside?
Yeah, and if she's too inside on this one, she's also got the opportunity to raise that one in. So wonderful delivery from Brenna. Rachel and Peyton are just watching carefully. Gabriel is still waiting for this to start curling a bit to come around that. Nice rock delivery. Now is it going to get tucked behind that guard? It looks like over the button into the 4 foot, back of the 8 foot. Nope, just barely at the back of the 4. So pretty easy call here for Josie. She just wants to freeze right up to that one that just got delivered. She's going to ask her sister Hope to take care of that for her.
Well, she's got lots of experience, 13 years as you were talking about. So
yeah, both of these sisters, 13 years experience, and both playing out of the Rose City curling rink. So considering her last rock had a little bit lighter weight on it for a takeout, this one here, again, really need to work on this to be able to get it in. It's going to end up short and be a guard. But that's still useful for them to be able to raise it in later.
So now you see blue, a.k.a. Concordia Thunder,
yep,
having the blue stones right now. It actually kind of worked out perfectly for both these teams having the same color stone for their jerseys as well.
It sure makes it easier for us, too, as the broadcasters to know who's got which stones for sure.
Do you think that they're coming right up here, Richard? Are they going to try to muck it up and get more of a guard, continue?
No, she's going to bring this stone in.
Okay.
Because the other rock that got thrown is sitting at the back of the house, and if she doesn't throw something in the way here, and this looks like it's going to be a little bit heavier too. Mm-hmm. She doesn't want to wreck onto the guards, but she definitely needed, oh, there we go. Just was able to bump the other one in for another biter, but now that really plugs things up and it makes it more difficult, definitely for the Augustana Vikings team to be able to come in there. So Claire's hitting down after talking to Josie to try and get a line on what they need to do on this. There might be a port for her to get through there with that stone, but that's like threading a needle right now.
Yeah, I would say all things considered right now, the Thunder are feeling pretty happy right now with what they have themselves set up with.
Yeah, but with this stone, things can turn around really quickly. It looks like she's going to try and thread that needle between the two blue stones at the top of the house and try and pull that one out. Yep. She's giving a lot less ice than what we saw on the previous one for Peyton. So there's going to be more weight on this.
And as Richard said, there more weight coming in indeed, and they are coming in decent heavy on it.
They're still waiting for it to move. It looks like it's not.
It's not curling the way that they want to. Get the one stone, but they knock out the one guard, but are they able to keep that one in? No, they're not. So they get rid of the guard, but that's about it right there.
Yeah, and you can see that Gabriel is tapping at the top. She wants this one to end up at the top of the 12 foot right now. She's looking for this to be able to just stop there and provide a guard, but also something that's in the house for them to be able to use. Try and put the pressure on for that.
The Blues down to 3 stones. Coming here with the third stone.
Just coming down here.
And see where they're going to come in here, Richard.
This is a much lighter stone than the last one. It looks like it's going to be pretty much exactly where she wants. Not in the house, but definitely in the way.
More or less, they get the last stone that they had before it got knocked out again to continue to have that guard.
Yeah, and this one's much more in the way. There, unlike the last one where there was a tiny little hole where she could have thread the needle and get a rock through, there's no way that's happening with this one. So they've got no choice but to get rid of this blue rock. I think, honestly, if Josie had a choice, she would try and get the double, the two blues, one on each, and peel them.
Yeah.
Or drive it back, maybe on the one that's back there. So we'll see what type of... she's going to be throwing a probably big weight at this as well, similar to what she had last time, maybe even a little bit more.
That seems what they're calling for too, Richard.
Yep. Yeah, she's calling for good weight on this one.
So getting ready to throw here. They're going to be down. This is their second last rock here.
Yeah, big weight on this one. We'll see what type of line she's got coming down on this. They're calling them off, Dad, waiting for it to curl a little bit more.
So
Nicely done, and can she get this out?
Ooh, it's going to be close. It's going to be maybe another biter.
It's still on there.
So 3 biters.
3 biters, but all it takes is one in the 12-foot to be able to get to count those out, so they're not stressing. A really good shot, really good sweeping.
The Thunder are nibbling right now here.
Yep, Gabriel delivering her first rock now for the for the Concordia Thunder. First skip stones coming in, and her call on this one is to come behind those guards on the left-hand side of the sheet and just come behind those guards. Getting into the hack, getting ready, talking it over with her 2 sweepers on what they're going to do with this one. Again, Gabriel, 10 years of curling and the ACAC champion. So these pressure shots here, this is pretty much what she's been doing for a decade. Nice weight on this one. The sweepers are on this.
Yeah, they're going hard on the sweep right now.
Yep. It looks like she's got a really nice line to get around this red one. Can they sneak it past?
Ooh, they're going exactly
Yes.
where they wanted to go too, Richard.
Very nice stone, and really well done because it's at the top of the house. An excellent shot by Gabriel. Really well done. She's got her draw weight down already, and we're in this just in the 6th. But big thanks to Brenna and Rachel for sweeping that. Great job on sweeping for sure.
Yeah, and right now the Thunder are smiling right now. This is the last stone right here for the Vikes. Actually, no, they have 2. My apologies.
Well, it's no doubt that Gabriel, her team has been strong all year. They in the fall regionals they were 4-2, and then in the winter regional that they had in January, this team went 6-0. So their record is 10-2 coming into this against the other women's teams in the ACAC. So they're a pretty good they're a pretty good team. And used to putting pressure on. I mean, they've got 4 rocks in right now, and Josie's sitting there trying to wonder exactly. Although 3 of them are biters, what it looks like she's trying to do is either raise one of her red stones back, which it looks like it's the one just in the middle. You see the 3 of them there on your screen. She's giving ice just on the outside of that one red rock. She's hoping to just push that red one that's in the middle into the rings, either the brown rings, the 12-foot or into the 8-foot. Hopefully she can get it just before the big M in the middle there for McKee. So that's her plan, is to raise this in.
Should be noted too, the last time Augustana and Thunder faced each other, the Thunder won this match 10-3.
Yeah, well, they played twice this year, and both times same score. Josie fell to both in the fall regionals and in the winters at 10-3. So like we were saying when we started the broadcast, this is a really good test for the Augustana Vikings to come out.
So big rock here for the Vikes. This is their second last rock.
Josie's sister Hope sweeping it. They're going at it hard here to try and get this raised in. Looks like she's got a really good shot. The weight looks good. Is the line there? They're coming down. It looks like she's got a really good head onto it. And yes, right head onto the rock, moving it in and getting it. Oh, it's close. I From the angle, it looks like here from the overhead cam that we see, it looks like Blue's got the shot rock. But the good thing is what they're obviously going to plug that hole up with the last rock that they have here for Concordia. They want to put one rock just kind of in the way, but the shot is there.
Yeah, sorry, Richard. I was going to say, seeing the other view that we have here now, you can see that Concordia does have the closer shot.
Yeah, but if that hole remains, the shot is definitely there for Josie to come down and just tap that red one. You don't need to move that blue one back very far. You just need to move it back maybe 3 feet-ish, and then she would have the shot rock. So coming down, this is the last shot here for Gabriel. Again, used to these pressure shots. That's why she's skipping this team, and that's why she's the ACAC champion, the bronze medalist from the CCAA. Her home rink is Barhead in Sherwood, and she's taking her bachelor's degree in environmental science. So curling just on the side, obviously, for her with a lot of homework. And that's the one thing about these athletes. You really got to applaud. They've got all their homework that they're taking care of and all the assignments. And then this, I mean, this is not a sport where you just pick up and play once a week like I do.
Absolutely. Like at the top right there, turn the hold right away.
Yes, she wants this. This is a really good rock. Is it going to come over and plug the hole well enough for her? She needs to get this curled, and you see that they were just sweeping the edge of it.
Now, I think it's to our left, Richard. There's like there's some opening right there.
Yep.
But you're going to need the right shot.
Yeah, there's a chance on this back camera you can kind of see that if Josie comes down with probably hack weight or backline weight, there's a chance that she could just get that blue one and push it out of the blue rings. But she's looking to come down the middle. She thinks that there's a hole between that top blue one that just got delivered by Gabriel and the red one that's just kind of off to the left. And you can see the camera angle here with her sister Hope and also Randy at the other end of the hack. They're kind of eyeing to see if the hole is there. The top of the camera angle we're looking at, we can't really see if the port is there to be able to get her through, but definitely Claire and Josie are talking about coming through rather than coming around and trying to get that blue one out.
Yeah, I personally like the side there. You have a chance, you're going to maybe knock your stone out, but you can at least knock that blue one out and then maybe even hope to maybe even get in there and knock theirs out. I think that's the goal you're trying to have. I guess the decision they're making right now is that they just take the point, let Concordia have the points, and then just reset in the next frame.
Yeah, like I was saying, the shot is there. Looks like she's going to try and come through the hole. The shot is there on either side, and that's the other thing about this game. There's always different angles and different shots, and you're always trying to go with the high percentage shot, or at least the one that you feel most comfortable with. And Josie, this is the shot that she feels she can make, and what she's trying to do is just come through with a raise on that red one there, and push it back onto her own red one, and then get it into the rings. It's pretty similar to the shot she just threw, actually, and that's probably why she's calling that, because we really don't know if we come around on the left-hand side there what the rocks are really going to do curl-wise. It's only the second end, and only the first time they're playing back toward this direction on the ice. So they're still getting a feel for the ice and how much movement it is. Remember, this is the first draw as well. None of these teams have played in Airdrie unless they came here, kind of on the weekend or whatever, and did a practice round. Yeah. And they didn't know what sheets they were on, and every sheet in a curling rink is different,
Yeah, the only team that probably has advantage right now is Sate.
Mm-hmm. But again, with it being reading break, maybe they had some time to come down. So she's got fairly good weight on this. She's got kind of backline or hack weight on it. They're sweeping this.
It's close, Richard.
Yeah.
It's really close. They are able to... No, they weren't able to sneak it in.
Looks like they're going to have to give up one to blue here.
Yeah. So another point for the Thunder as we get ready to go to the third. You're watching ACAC Curling here on YouTube. And we're here now getting ready to go in the third end as Concordia coming with their first shot. As it's 2-0 right now for the Thunder here in the third end, Richard.
2-0, we can tell you like watching soccer.
The British in me.
I guess so, for sure, eh?
Hey, it's a Scottish game.
That's right. That's right. Okay, so the first stone delivered by Concordia ended up in the rings, and Augustana down 2-0. They want to get rid of that. Just getting it out, and yes, a successful takeout and get it out of the house. They want a clean house to start it off. They want the rocks up front, and this is Concordia's, aggressive style that they play. And another reason why they win 10-3 when they play these the last two times. Rather than throwing the rocks up front, let's start putting them in the house and let's start putting the pressure on Augustana right away.
And you should know, too, we also have three other games going on this rink as well, Richard.
Yeah, we've got the other rinks are on sheet number 2. We've got the Nate Trojans.
Nate Ooks.
The Nate Ooks playing Lakeland. That's a men's game. Sheet 4 sitting right in front of us has the Red Deer men's Kings playing against Concordia. On sheet 1, we've got a mixed battle between Red Deer and Nate. And sheet 5, the Red Deer women's team, the Queens, are playing the St. Trojan women's team. That's on our other stream. Sorry, no, not that one. The other stream is sheet number 6, and that's the St. Trojans playing against the Lakeland College Rustlers. Okay, so another one in the house again. Concordia going for the juggler with all of these. They're not putting guards up.
No, they're going aggressive here in the third.
Yeah, now this one here, the reason why they're not taking this one out, they took the first one that was delivered by Rachel Jost out because it was in front of the tee line. But this is, again, maybe a little bit of a miscue by Concordia, is having this one ending up just past the...
Beautiful stone.
Yeah, that one's gorgeous. She wanted it frozen right up against it, but, I mean, there's only a separation of maybe, 3 or 4 inches.
So now they're trying to ricochet this one away. It's got to have the right curl, though.
Yeah, Gabriel is just calling a really heavy takeout here. If she loses the shooter and the back blue one remains, she's fine with that. Or if she just hits it just kind of off on an angle. The one thing she does not want to do on this is hit it right on the nose. And it could be, because if she does that, then the red one will just hit the blue one behind. Nicely done.
Said they didn't want to fully do. They do hit it right on the nose. They get rid of theirs, but they do get rid of the Augustana shot also. Yeah, it definitely clears everything out for her, but it's better to have that, and Gabriel is happy with that. She was just telling her teammates, good shot. And they're going to go right back for the button again. I would assume here for Augustana, you don't need to absolutely score it right now, but you're getting to the point you want to start getting points sooner or later, obviously, trailing 2-0. Yeah, she's likely wanting to throw a guard up here. She needs to, right? She still has last stone, but and right now they're down 2-0. But she wants to throw a guard up and start throwing things behind it. But now that we've had a stone in the house, that five rock rule, where you can't take a stone out if they're all guards, doesn't really matter. This one's just on the outside. And there's something, it seems like the Thunder, they're going to either go to the side or right in the house there, Richard. Yeah, I mean, that rock is a little bit too far over to be a very useful guard because you're really only guarding the 12-foot ring on the one side. So Gabriel is just kind of, not even going to pay any attention to it. She's just going to have Brenna come down and, just pull it in. Wants to try and get it as close to the center line as possible, as close to the button as possible, but not behind the tee line. This rock is a little light. The sweepers are really working hard on this. Rachel Jost and Peyton Sonnenberg, the first and third, are really pulled that in. They carried that rock a long way. Great job there, because as you were saying, Richard, it was really light right there, and I thought it was going to be a little bit higher and then, be that higher guard, but they are able to get it in. Yeah, they did a great job on that for sure. So great shot there. Now
Yep.
here comes back Zimmerman right now and the Vikes.
Yep, Josie's calling a takeout on this. The call she wants is to try and roll behind that guard that is sitting there over on the edge of the 12-foot. But again, not a lot of weight.
Try to go and knock it out here. Is looking good and lined up, and they do just that and knock it right out.
Yeah, the roll going the wrong direction and looks like it's going to just hit, and yes, it is out. She wanted to try and get her sister Hope to try and roll it behind the cover there of that guard, but at least it's out, right? It's not in the way, and still trying to play for two here is what they're attempting.
Yeah, it looks like the Thunder are just going for the exact same shot they tried last time.
Yeah, they'll keep throwing something just up at the top of the house, into the 8-foot. It's basically an opportunity for them to try and steal again.
And they'll have 3 rocks left after this one. It's 2-0 right now here for the ACAC championships. Lots of great curling going on this weekend. The Thunder right now trying to keep their lead up as they lead 2-0.
Peyton Sonnenberg's first shot here, just coming into the house nicely. Looks like she's going to stop just before the 4-foot.
Very nice shot.
Nicely done. Not much choice here for Josie. She's got to get rid of this one. She can't draw up to it, so she needs to get rid of this stone. But again, you saw her call the roll just to the side.
And for the Thunder, Richard, the prior shot they had, that seems what they were trying to do the first time around.
Yeah. So an opportunity here for Claire to be able to just hit this one and kind of roll to the left-hand side of the house there. They're calling on it, getting Randy and Hope to sweep like crazy on this one. Josie's got them going. Looks like she's got the roll she wants. Oh, but just misses on the edge. She's moving it to the outside of the 12, which is good, but it's not out.
And she could tell too. She was calling for it to be a little bit harder as it was coming closer. She knew the closer it got.
Yeah, I think her weight might have been a little bit down on that. The sweepers really held that and at least got it to get pushed out. But maybe the weight needed to be up a little bit more with the amount of ice she had.
So here comes the Thunder now again, kind of looking for that same spot.
Yeah. They've got again. They're just going to keep hammering that same position, and that's definitely a huge advantage for this team to be able to know. The sweepers know the weight they know that it has to have, but this one looks like it's going to be a little bit light. Not what they were hoping for.
And the sweeping helped them the prior one, the third, about 3 shots
They couldn't
ago.
take this one, no.
Yeah, when they couldn't take. So, at least kind of get a guard there. But now I'm wondering now, as you can see Augustana right now, Richard, it's a lot easier for them to take out that stone.
Sure, yeah. There's no guards in the way over there, and there's so much of a house for her to roll over into. So again, the shot here that she's asking Claire Bevan Stewart to pull off is just a hit and roll behind cover. She's got good weight on this. Sweepers are on it all the way to keep it clean. They're just calling it clean, and now they're calling it off. Need a little bit of roll. Looks like she's got this one, and there's a little bit of a roll. Ooh. Now that's going to be enough for them to probably go after. Yep, that's exactly what she's doing. Rather than throwing one up at the top that they have been doing the last few shots. Gabriel is like, I don't want them getting 3, so let's get rid of one of these rocks because there's still 2 stones left, and Augustana has 1 in the house. So she's hoping to just hit this one and roll behind her own guard that's sitting on the center line there.
Last few came in a little light. I would expect this one to come in a lot more heavy.
Oh, this one's going to have good weight. She's going to have at least hack weight or backboard weight on this, maybe even a little bit more, good takeout weight. She does want to save her shooter, and she does want to have herself just behind cover. But honestly, if she ends up rolling out on this one, that's not the worst case scenario either. Because if she does hit this one and sticks around, it's going to be behind that T line, and that's a target for them to be able to go after and just freeze up to.
Get it in, and bye-bye.
Yeah. Still an open house. So now it's an opportunity for Josie. Is this she's still got 2 stones, so she's going to throw it in, but a blank end is not out of the question now for them. Yeah, Gabrielle has just been shooting lights out today. Her takeouts all exactly the way she wants, and she had her draw weight there at the first shot of her second end.
Well, you talked about all the accolades for Gabrielle Wood, a bronze medal winner, an ACAC champion. One of the best that we get a chance to see here in the ACAC, showing her prowess right now. They're going to try to go where that guard rock is a little bit lower than that and try to hope to get it there and then make it a tougher shot for Concordia to knock out.
Yeah, it's hard to tell from this angle. Next time we get a shot of the overhead shot of the house, I'm wondering whether that red one that's just kind of on the outside, whether they would look at maybe trying to split that in and try and get the shooter to go in and then just chip this one that's on the top of the house and get it in. But the call on this one is just and she switched sides now. They originally were on the other side of the rock, but now they're going to give her an in turn rather than an out turn. So she's just wanting to curl behind the guard. Sweepers are on it, keeping it clean right now. Looks like she's got a good looking stone here. It's definitely going to be top of the house. Can they get it in though? They really got to push on this one. It doesn't look like it's going to curl behind the cover like they wanted, but at least it is in the house. She's got it probably good T-line weight. Nice for her to get that as well. But again, you can see from the overhead shot that this is a definite wide open takeout, which Gabriel doesn't miss a lot of these.
No,
now, on the same shot, you can also see, just on the top there, you can see the red one at the on the bottom of the screen. That might be a little tough for them to be able to just split that in and try and get two. But that's probably the shot she'll call if Gabriel's rock rolls out here.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask now. Now that we're in the later stones here, what do you think the intention of that higher red stone was?
She wanted it closer to the center line. I think that it just curled a lot more than they thought. Again, this is their first time playing this rink. Not sure how much the rocks, when they were sharpened last, how much curl there is on the ice, Looks like Gabriel's got a really good shot here. Only one sweeper, and nicely done. And she rolls over behind, I wouldn't say behind cover, but the shot that Josie needs to make now is coming between the two rocks.
So they're just going to try to go right for the house now, I'm assuming here.
Yeah, she's going to try and take this out, and I would not be surprised if you could see her signal with her broom to just have her roll away. So she wants to blank this end. She's coming at it from the outside, which is a little bit of a surprise to me. But maybe she just feels more confident with that type of takeout than the other one.
We will find out as we're getting ready for the last shot here for the Vikings. Here at the Airdrie Curling Club for the ACAC Curling Championships. Richard Strubant with myself, Joshua Arbuthnot. Can see Augustana's final shot here as we are in the third end. Augustana currently trails 2-0, and this is their last stone.
Yeah, we're down to the last rock here, and again, an opportunity for either Augustana to take their first point of the game, blank the end, or there is a chance that she misses, and it's then 3-0. Doesn't have a lot of ice. Got pretty good weight. Yeah, they're on this stone right away. Just sweeps it by. Yikes.
A tough break right
Not
there.
what we wanted to see for sure, and I'm sure that Josie's a little disappointed about that. And that's what I had commented earlier. I was a little surprised that she would come at it from that angle. The other takeouts we've seen so far were all the other turn coming at it, but maybe she just felt that the rock would wouldn't be able to curl enough for her. So giving up one, it's now 3-0 for the Concordia Thunder. They've stolen every end so far. Oh no, sorry, the first end they took one, and then they've stolen in the second and third. So 3-0 for Concordia over Augustana after 3 ends.
You're watching ACAC Curling on YouTube. Welcome back. We are getting ready to get here in the fourth end right now as the Vikings are going with their first rock. They trail in this one right now 3-0. Going to go very light on this one. I think they hit a bump on the ice or something there.
Let it work, let it work.
So some issue with the ice right there. And I talked to my broadcast colleague, Richard Struban, who's just returning right there. And I don't know if you just got a chance to see right there, Richard, is Augustana was coming up curling and then hit some rough surfaces on the ice right there.
Yeah, that's the one thing about curling. You and I talked about this when we were having lunch earlier today. Unlike a lot of other sports where, a hockey rink, the skates are on the ice, yeah, but the puck doesn't always stay on the ice. And in a baseball, in the sport of baseball, the ball is rarely on the ground. Even in basketball, you're just dribbling it. In curling, during the entire game, the stones, all 16 stones, almost, depending on how hard you're throwing them, I guess, they always remain on the ice surface. And that ice surface also has everybody's shoes and the brooms. So there's a lot of times where you're going to see, debris that gets onto the ice unintentionally. So I can't tell you how many games I've lost by something that's gotten underneath my rock and it just kind of spins off to the other end of the sheet. Not the intended shot. So
here comes the Vikes again now, trying to get back after that little hiccup there with the that was caused by the ice, and some beautiful position right now from the Thunder.
Well, you can see that again. That aggressive type of play that Gabriel has for the Concordia Thunder. Her first two rocks, boom, boom, in the house, and they are good-looking stones. They're in good position. The one in the back of the house she could drop to, but Josie is trying a different strategy. Rather than starting to take them out and trying to keep things clean, she's starting to just put junk up top. So, Gabriel is like, okay, well, I don't have last rock here, so I've got two in the house. I'm going to throw a guard up front. And I don't think she'd be too disappointed if it ended up in the house as well.
Yeah, I'm a little bit curious by that strategy there from the Vikes right there, Richard.
Yeah, well, like I said, they're down 3-0 right now, and the strategy of just trying to play shot for shot and do the takeouts with them hasn't really worked. So they just want to start putting a picket fence up top, So this one looks like it's probably going to come in. Yep, another biter. So this is a good opportunity now, for Josie, depending on what type of strategy. She's asking for kind of, decent takeout weight. She wants a double here. She's hoping for this one to come down and hit the front blue one, and then take out both that top blue one and the back one that's just sitting at the top of the forefoot. So she's asking her sister, and seconds in most of the leagues I play, the seconds are usually your best ones with the best takeouts. So she's got good weight here. Sweepers are just keeping it clean, and now they're on it. I think she's got a good shot. Yep. Josie is really making them go now. Well done.
Wow, beautiful shot.
A beautiful triple, but only one staying in. But the other thing that she's really done is kept her shooter active. And that's exactly where she wants it. It's just at the top of the house. And there's something we had mentioned earlier. If you want to try and split your rocks to have them both in, if there's the opportunity for her later this end to be able to split that front one and get it in along with the shooter, that's what she's going to look for. But it's guarding the button, it's guarding a good portion of the forefoot as well. So a great shot all the way around, in that not only did she get rid of two blue rocks, but she saved her shooter, and the shooter's in a great position.
I dare say, I think that might be the best shot so far of the afternoon we've seen from the Vikes.
I would say that's definitely Hope's best shot for sure. Her sister has come up with a couple of buttes so far, but yes, that one could be the turning point for sure for them to be able to spin things around here.
Now the Thunder having some conversations of where they want to go with this. We've got quite a few stones left. But
yeah, it's still early. She's not sure whether she wants to, Gabriel is like, do we do we try and get rid of this one, or do we go behind it? They've got a lot of luxury. They've got a 3-0 lead so far, so it looks like she's just going to have her come into it. Come around and hopefully get a guard. So a good opportunity to talk to Brenna about that. And we don't see that actually very often.
No.
You know, the thirds and skips will talk about their shots quite a bit. Usually the leads and seconds will just kind of stay on the other end of the rink, and the skip will call it. But that's that chemistry that this team has. You know, from being in the ACAC last year and winning it and going to the CCAAs. You know, Gabriel has a lot of respect for her team, and you know, she's asking Brenna what she feels most comfortable shooting. So here's the rock coming down. They're just holding off right now, just kind of keeping it clean, waiting for it to slow down a bit. It might have a little bit too much weight behind it. Yeah, you can see the grimace on the face of Gabriel as it's coming down. She knows that this is going to be a little deeper than she wanted, and it's going to be behind that tee line. Yeek. That's the type of shot where it's really opportunity. You can see she put the broom down right away for a freeze. She knew what she wanted right there for sure.
Well, we already saw them have the two for the last shot, so trying to knock it off again and potentially get in the button themselves.
Yeah, so she's going to come around, and she wants her sister to come around on the right-hand side of the sheet and with an out turn to be able to come into that one and just kind of sit on top of that, maybe sit on top of the button, but she wants it frozen to that blue one. She doesn't want to have any gap. So this is the type of shot where you've got to trust the skip with the right amount of ice. You've got to trust the shooter with the right amount of weight. And then the sweepers, they need to know exactly how much to put onto it as well for the brushing, because it can change it so much. So there's a lot of communication on this shot. You can see that they were yelling back and letting her know, and then finally getting the okay to go ahead and sweep on this. She's by the first one. It looks like she's just going to split this one in. Yep. Not a bad shot. It's not actually what they called for, but it's certainly not the worst thing in the world.
But now, if you're Concordia, are you not going to try to get another one in there, Richard? It seems like they're going to try to take that stone out, it seems like.
I think Concordia just wants to get rid of that. So they're not too worried about the one at the top. It's just a nice guard for them later. But yeah, Gabriel is like, no, you can have one this end is maybe what she's kind of looking at, but she's not going to let her have a rock just sit there. Plus, there's a really good opportunity for her to be able to just roll behind cover. So they're keeping it clean here. Just one sweeper going at it, watching the line on it. Oh, she's not doing what she had hoped she'd do. No, there's a huge break for Josie for sure.
Yeah, that's huge now, because now you see automatically, Richard, they're going for that guard.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. They need to protect that. And they've also got the guard at the very top of the screen there. You can see they've got the guard that's protecting the inside part of it, but she's asking Claire Bevan Stewart to just put another one up here.
And they hit that high guard really early, too.
She's changing her mind. She's asking which one do you feel more confident. And you can see both her sister and Claire in the hack there kind of going, maybe over to the side.
What would you do here, Richard?
You know, for me, you're down by 3. I would want to get this one at least into the 12-foot to be able to raise it in, have a guard there. But, you know, that brings in the opportunity as well for them to be able to take a double. And that's where she's putting her broom. It's like, I think you've got to put it behind the guard, the top guard that's at the front.
Yeah, there's a lot of deliberating right now. This is the big shot, you talked about that turning point, that TSN turning point, if you will. And this is a big one for them in the fourth end right here, trailing by 3. Big shot right here for the Vikes. Yeah,
well, she just threw a similar shot like that to kind of raise that one in. So she's got a little bit more weight, it looks like. Hope and Randy are holding off right now. Now they're on it, and they're waiting to get this one, just maybe nosing this other one in that she delivered earlier. There we go. Again, behind the tee line. So a little bit of a dangerous shot there, but pretty much in the spot. Yep.
So this is huge right now, but they don't have last shot. Keep that in mind. That is going to be Concordia.
No, it's still Augustana. That's right.
My bad. Thank you.
Yep. So Augustana's sitting 2 right now with last rock, and this is the most pressure that we've seen Gabriel under this game. It's been a pretty textbook game for Gabriel Wood's strategy to be able to be aggressive and always have them try and play catch up on it. But we've got Peyton Sonnenberg in the hack right here. That's her third. Waiting to deliver her last one. She's asked her for a takeout. Peyton's yelling at her right from the start. Looking to come down. Just misses and gets the front guard. So the port that was there couldn't come through there, but at least she opened things up. And look where Josie puts her broom. Right back in the exact same spot.
I love Josie has been so quick to the draw. Where she's like, I'm going here.
Yeah, there's no indecisiveness. She knows exactly what she wants, and now it's just the actual execution of that strategy. So she's got her broom just kind of on the edge of the 8-foot. She knows this ice and knows what the read will be like, as she's seen two rocks come down that have just been raises. This one's going to be a little bit lighter though. This one's just a little bit of a guard, more of an action for her. So Claire coming down. Yeah, this one's a little bit lighter. You can tell just by the delivery on it. Her sister is like an inch and a half above the rock, waiting to sweep. But it's got enough weight to get over. They just need it in the way. They don't need it close to the house. They need it to move over and curl. It looks like it's still going to come in, though.
They've really turned it around in this end, haven't they, Richard?
Yeah, I think that strategy, remember what you were asking, why they threw that one rock at the top there. I think maybe they were playing into Concordia's strategy of going shot for shot and taking them out as soon as they go in. But, Josie decided, the Augustana Vikings skip went, okay, let's put some stuff in the way and get him.
I think that was the initial plan 2 for the first rock they had before they hit that bad patch of ice.
Yeah, and there's something else you got to consider. They've had one less rock really, with that one just kind of getting, catching something and going off into the ozone type of thing. So she's calling for, it looks like probably just a heavy draw to come down and sit on top of those, which is the shot here for sure.
Yeah.
She can't get rid of those three, not without a very high percentage shot, and that's something like we talked about with pool. You want to leave your opponent a really difficult high percentage shot, so the chance of them missing is better for you.
Well, they have 2 rocks left here. Here's their second last one. And right now it's Augustana looking pretty right now, but Concordia trying to change that.
Yeah, Concordia just wants to sit this rock just on top of those 2 reds above the tee line, or maybe just frozen up to it. It's not curling like they'd hoped, though. They're really going to have to work on this one to get it deep enough. Now you're seeing them go. They needed to, and it just rubbed the top red. All right, a big decision now for Josie. Does she come down and try and get rid of that blue one?
That's risky.
Because you know full well that if she leaves that one there, Gabriel's going to do everything she can for the Augustana Vikings to be able to just push that in. So she wants to just sit hers just there where she's tapping her broom, just in front of it, and kind of freeze up to it.
What would you do here?
Again, it's 3-0, so you've got to be a little bit more aggressive.
Yeah.
I think the play is what she's called right now, to just put it up at the top and just freeze it to that blue one that was delivered.
They do have last shot, which is important to note.
Yep, absolutely. She's got the chance to kind of control this end. So, and that may be another reason why she's calling this as more of a draw, so she knows she's got her draw weight, because she's probably going to have to throw that on the following rock. So get her draw weight down. This is the second time that they're coming down here. We're in the 4th end right now. So this is the second time they're going this direction down this sheet. In the second end, she had a fairly good draw and had her draw weight down then. So, but the ice has definitely lightened up since then with all the stones that have been delivered.
And relatively, all these games are going at the same pace right now. The only one that's ahead is the one in the other rink right now. Between Sate and it looks to be, I believe it's Red Deer Polytechnic, or Lakeland. And that one's in the 5th right now. And on our set, it's all in the 4th, Richard.
Mm-hmm.
Big stone here for the Vikes.
Yes, Josie's looking at just having one at the top there. Looks like it's got enough weight. It's now just for line on what they need to do with it. They're lightening up on the sweeping, knowing that she's probably got enough. It's just for line. Now they're calling it for line. They're sweeping this. They're really leaning into this one to just try and get it in the way. It's lighter than they wanted it, but it is in the way. So what this stone does, if we stay on this top cam, you can see that second red one that's close to the house there is in a direct line away, or directly in the line of the blue one that was delivered from Gabriel last time. So this is the shot that she wanted to take away. Now she can't raise that blue one in. So what has she got to do? She's going to come around on the other side. Again, a really good strategy move by Josie to make her go to the other side of the sheet, because she hasn't thrown a rock over there today yet on this a draw. So a nice placement by that. Maybe not as deep as they wanted, but certainly the one that Josie Zimmerman shot is definitely in the way. Here's Gabriel's last stone here in the fourth end. It's a bit heavy. They're trying to cut this rock and make it curl. It's just not moving over for them just yet. It'll start coming anytime here, depending on the weight. Here it comes. Now they're going at it. And just bumping it back. And she's got, geez, hard to tell there. They're even looking.
Man, oh man.
It's going to be close. Let's put it this way, Josh. It's close enough that Josie really doesn't have any choice but to go after the one that Gabriel just shot.
Yeah.
She has to go after it.
Yeah, you love everything that Concordia just did right there.
Yep. Yeah. Now, if she can somehow get that one pushed out, she'll get two, depending on where she can put her shooter. So a really, really important decision here. How does she find a way to get two? That's what she's looking for. Right now, they're lining up. You can see that they're lining up. There's a chance to get a triple. Hit that front red one onto the two blues and spill them, and then just stay there. And I think that's probably the best shot. You could even see that that Peyton Sonnenberg, the third there from Concordia, was coming out to try and get these rocks that are just at the top. She wants to hit it just on the side there on the red one, and then the front blue one will hit the other back blue one and hopefully spill them. And then it would be 3-4 Josie. High percentage shot, but again, you're down by 3. You need to get points here. They're the shot rock right now. Yeah, definitely an aggressive shot, but it's the only shot she's got for this.
Yeah, it's time to sow some brass.
Yep, this is why they get paid the big bucks, Josh, right here to make these shots. But Josie's been curling 13 years. This isn't the first time that she's had to do an angle raise double takeout.
So big shot coming up here. Vikes trying to chip into this lead.
She needs the right ice, and she needs a great shot on the broom, and the brushers have to be ready to go. She has to just move the broom a little bit. She just gave that little signal, if you saw there, pointed with her finger to just move it a little bit. Here she goes, last shot of the fourth end. Josie Zimmerman down by 3, but a chance to get 3 here. The brushers are on it. They're yelling. They're on this hard. Just wants to raise this one in. It's coming down. She's got a good angle on it as we see it come down.
I was going to say, it looks like it has the right angle they want, Richard.
I don't think she's got enough weight, though. No! And it's 1 for Concordia again. So a 1 in the first, another 1 in the second, another 1 in the third, and 1 more in the fourth. It's 4-0 for Concordia right now over Augustana on this women's first draw of the ACAC championship.
Welcome back to the Airdrie Curling Club. Joshua Adamle Martha with Richard Strubent. And Richard, we're getting ready for the fifth end here between the Vikings and the Thunder.
Yeah, a nice opportunity there for Augustana to try and put one up at the top. It's what she's wanted to do for a while. So she's got one sitting just at the top of the house there, and now we've got Gabrielle just holding it out for holding the broom on the edge of the 8-foot, trying to come in behind that guard. Now, you're probably asking yourself, why is she not, with the aggressive style that she had, why is she not going after that red one? And the answer is she can't. Because of the 5-rock rule, she can only play up to that one here and go behind it. But after 5 rocks, then she'll get a little bit more aggressive and take it out.
Right. So we are in the fifth end now. They haven't changed the scoreboard on their side just yet, but we are in the fifth end.
No, it's usually the third that takes care of hanging the score up, and they haven't had that chance to put the 4 over where the scoreboard indicates what the score is. But when Peyton Sonnenberg goes down the next time, I wouldn't be surprised if she hangs that up.
Going by a decent pace too here, Richard, is we have everyone in the fifth set, and should be noticing tonight we also have the banquet where the awards will be given out.
That's right. Yeah, we've got the Coach of the Year that they'll be giving out, and then also they'll announce the Conference All-Stars for all the teams. So
exciting times here all over the ACAC, but privileged to bring you these curling championships here from the Airdrie Curling Center. And here comes Augustana with their second shot here of the fifth. And they're just putting a guard up right now, Richard. What's
again? They're trying that same strategy they pulled in the very at last end, where they just kept throwing guards up.
Throw guards up and then try to go for points at the last few rocks.
Yeah. So we've got Gabriel just kind of holding it in the middle of the 8-foot there, trying to draw around those.
And I've seen the watches. Explain the watches, Richard.
Yeah, you'll see a lot of the curlers, and in fact, I wouldn't be surprised that most of them here either have stopwatches hanging out of their pocket, or there's some as well that you can even attach to your broom. And the reason for that is to be able to time the rocks to get an idea of the weight on it. A lot of times people will time it from when it goes from the tee line to the hog line when they're delivering it, and normally on this type of ice surface, at 2.85 is what you'll see at the beginning of when the game first starts, and getting up to about a 3.05 as we get farther and farther. But the time they're really looking at it is from hog line to hog line. It gives you an idea exactly how much weight you're having to deliver to be able to get it to be a draw.
Well, now with the 2 shots there close to the house, it looks like the Vikes now are going to get a little more aggressive. No more guards at the top, then they're going to go for those.
Yeah, well, I mean, they don't have a lot of choice because of where those rocks are.
Yeah.
Again, the objective with curling is to try and get as close as you can to the center, right? Well, Gabriel's team and the calls that she's asked them to do are you can't get your first 2 stones much closer than those are, so she's got no choice but to go after these now. So the call that Josie's got her broom down, a good takeout again, getting her sister Hope to be able to deliver. She wants this one to hit back and maybe hopefully take out the 2 blues that are behind. Just misses it on the outside a little bit, but it's opened it up. Not a big surprise. Boom, all of a sudden Gabriel wants to put that next one just in the rings there at the top of the house.
Yeah, they're going to go for broke here. They're going to go try to get some big score here, it looks like, right now.
Absolutely. Yeah, they're trying for more again. So a bit of a miscalculation on our part. We had thought that it was going to be 1 blue in the last end, but it was not. It was 1 for the red, and the angle that we saw from the overhead camera. Yeah, I'm not sure if they had a measurement on that or not, or whether they just called it. But it is not 4-0. It is 3-1. So apologies for that mistake. It's hard from this camera angle to be able to do that. We are on the ice surface. You may be hearing some of the other sweepers telling them to sweep as they're going by our microphones. But on the angle that we're at, we're kind of trusting that overhead cam and not the ability we'd like to be able to zoom in and check. But it is 3-1.
I thought I'd be the one that get that wrong.
No, that was totally on me.
Well, again, it was so darn close.
It was definitely close, and that camera that's hanging over top of the house on that end is not right in the middle either. But I wondered, because I was looking, going after just clipped the guard there.
That was scary there.
I was looking at the angle from it the way we were.
So explain that to me. She hit the stone. So again, as a somewhat newbie to the sport here, Richard, she hit the stone with her foot. Does that make the stone out of play then?
No, well, she had hit the stone with her foot, but the stone had. Normally, what would happen is they would put it where the rock would end up.
Right.
Like they don't intentionally, kick the stone or that. But in this case, what happened was she hit it so thin that red rock that she did hit with her foot was going to go out anyway.
Okay.
So that's why they pulled that rock
She's
out
like,
of play.
okay, it's going, so let's just pull it to the side. Okay.
Yeah. So not a big deal that there was a little bit of interference. It is though up to the actual opposing skip to place the rock where they think it was or where it would have ended up. So had the other skip thought, well, you know what, it's more advantageous for me to put it here. But I mean, curling, like golf, is a sport that you play with a lot of honor, and it was obvious that one was going to head out. So,
and they're just going to try to get another one in there. They're going to try to get all the points right here.
Yeah, they're going straight for the bullseye. They've only delivered 4 rocks, and all 4 of them are into the 8-foot already.
Yeah, so it's sorry for the pun, but right now it is an electrifying end right now by the Thunder.
Yeah. The Concordia Thunder are definitely going for the juggler. They finally got an opportunity to have last rock. But again, there's still 4 more rocks that need to get delivered from each team. So, she's looking at, Josie is looking at exactly what she wants to do with this. She's talking it over. She can either just sit one right on top of it, or she can come up to the top and get rid of the 2 that are there. She likes that stone. She likes that opportunity to come down and just sit on top of those back ones. And I think that's the call too.
So let's see what they go with right here. Yeah. I mean, at this point, a guard is not going to do much for you.
No, well, you got nothing to guard but their rocks. No. So no, you need to start counting. And again, just like how active and aggressive that Gabriel Wood is, they know that putting a guard up isn't going to help them at all. So they want this one in there, and these sweepers are going like crazy. Yep, she's light on this. So whether they wanted a guard or not, it looks like she might have one, depending on how far they can carry this in. She's going to get close and maybe even rub that top blue one and bump it back a bit. So she's sitting fourth rock there, but the 3 that are in the 2 of them in the 4-foot and the 1 in the 8-foot are definitely the ones that they're playing after.
Yeah, I'm wondering if that stone, which is placed there, and then hoping to ricochet and knock some else out on the next shot potentially, but we'll have to see what Concordia does right here.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised that Gabriel does it, and that's exactly what she's calling. Yeah, she's saying, let's raise that one in a little bit farther. She's kind of shrugging her shoulders, going, I'm not sure what to play here. Mm-hmm. But I think that's definitely, again, there are so many options. She can do a draw. She can do a guard. She can do a raise. I guess she could go and do a takeout of the red one, but it doesn't really accomplish much because it's third stone.
Yeah, it's such a big tide turner here, too, for the Thunder with what they have built up.
Yeah, she's going to come down and talk to her team about this. So you see her walking down to the rink, and all 4 of them are kind of gathered just in the middle there, saying, okay, what do you want to do here? We've got 2 rocks that are really close. Come take a look. So she wants her to see exactly what to expect with Peyton's shot. And we've got Brenna and Rachel, the lead in the second, coming up and having a look at it as well. So they're all huddled around going, okay, what do you want to do here? We could tap this red one and get rid of it, or we can just go after this blue one there and do a double raise and just kind of sit over on the edge and split things up a bit. Haven't called for a timeout yet or called for their coach to come out.
And on the other side, because we can't really see right now, what do you think Augustana's talking about?
Augustana's wondering how they're going to get out of this end and only give up one. That's what they're talking about.
Yeah, it's a tough one now on their side.
Oh, the coach is out. They did call for a timeout, so yes. Tanya Smiley is out with her team right now at the back of the house there, and they're talking this over. And again, that's why she was shrugging her shoulders. Gabriel is kind of like, this is a tough call.
Yeah.
And over on the other side, the Augustana Viking women's coach, Steve Lindberg, is over there. This is his first year as the head coach of them. He was the assistant coach for Augustana for the last 5 years, but he took a break, had the birth of 2 twin girls, and I guess I can't blame him for that.
No.
So he took a break from coaching for a while, and his twin girls are now 4 years old. He's also, Steve is a former Augustana Vikings curler, and he says when we were talking to him earlier, he said he's really excited to be back on the ice with the girls and be able to coach.
So I know you're pointing out the shot right here really quickly that they're going to have, Richard, but after you see what they're doing, I'm interested in what your position would be that you'd do.
I think if this was me, I would be going after the 2 front blue ones and just raise it in, which is the call that actually Gabrielle had called. But she's talking it over with Tanya right now. You've got all the stuff that what Tanya has been with this. You've had a chance to get to know her as well and talk to her a bit.
Yeah, that she's been the head coach since 2018. She's got 2 gold medals. She's won the gold medal in 2019 and 2023 for the ACC. She's been the coach of the year for both the men and for the women. And she won a bronze in Sochi, Russia, and won bronze last year in CAA Nationals last year as well.
That's right. Yeah, she knows her way around the rink as well. So the call that they finally decided on was to just draw into that pocket that's there rather than try and raise the blue in. It's a little risky as well, raising that blue one in, because if you're off a little bit, you could be raising the red one. So here's Peyton's first shot. We've got Brenna and Rachel communicating with her and letting her know they're waiting for this to curl. Now they're on it. Now they're sweeping it. Yes, they're going like crazy on this one. She thinks she's got a really good opportunity here to get this in. They're laying off a bit. Let's let it come over a little bit. And just rubbed the red one and moved itself over into the side. So on the overhead camera, and we get that, it looks like that's probably the 4th or 5th. So they're still sitting 3. Still sitting 3. You're right, Josh.
Yeah, that's...
The one thing that shot has done, sorry to interrupt you,
yeah.
The one thing that shot did do is it moved the red one now where it doesn't give Josie the opportunity to be able to raise it in. Mm-hmm. Right? It's now, the corner of it's kind of protected by the other blue one, so it's not as useful as they would hope. Here's the first shot now for Claire Bevan Stewart. The sweepers, Hope Zimmerman and Randy Cameron, are on this right from the start. She's trying to get this in, and between these two, it's got a long way to go. These girls are going to be carrying this for a while still. They're on this and have been for a while. It's going to disrupt a little bit at the front. Note just stopped about a half an inch away. So yes, from that overhead shot, it looks like it's 3 Concordia stones nearer to the center. And I think after having that little bit of a timeout earlier, they're probably going to do a pretty similar shot. They want to they want to be aggressive. They're not happy with 3.
No.
They're going for a 4.
And a 4, obviously, pretty rare.
Oh, geez, yeah. Like we were talking about when we were having lunch, you want to try and get 2 when you have last rock. When you have to settle for 1, it's certainly not the end of the world, but it's not your choice. Getting 3 doesn't happen that often, and going after 4 is, you don't get an opportunity to get 4 or more very often. So I think she wants to just kind of, put the thumb screws to them and get a little bit of more pressure on them. So instead of raising the outside blue one in, Peyton went down there and said, I feel a little bit more comfortable on coming at it from the other end. Why don't we do that? And that's not a bad call, because if she's inside the broom or if it curls more than they had expected before, she could raise the 1 blue one and be able to get the 2 in there instead.
And so big shot right here. for the Thunder. Well, 2 stones remaining after this one.
This is the last shot for Peyton Sonnenberg. They're both sweeping on this one. Again, haven't had a lot of rocks come down on this side. Looks like this is going to be ending up more as a guard than what they maybe planned.
Soft touch.
Yeah, she's definitely light on it, and that's that plan B we were talking about, right? So not a bad call at all, not a bad shot. And in fact, that may have been the call afterwards.
Well, and they have that last stone. If they wanted to get another one in there to maybe go for the 4 for Richard,
sure,
maybe that's what they want to do.
They've kept that open as well. As on this camera angle, you can see that they could come around on the left-hand side and just barely go around the 2 and get all they need to do to get a 4th point is just to bite the blue, right? Or even just get fully into the white. So there's a lot of ice there that they can get to. So first shot here for Josie, and again, she's trying to find a way to mitigate the damage of all those, the blue wall that's kind of there with a couple of red ones just hanging around. So she's looking at coming down. You can see her just kind of pointing and tapping that last red one that got delivered and doing a double takeout. If she does hit that, you can see that the 2 red ones and her shooter, she may lose her shooter, but the 2 red ones definitely wouldn't get moved. They'd still be in the house and still in play. So I think she's just trying to open things up for her next shot.
Yeah, in some ways you just want to try to get one down there and kind of explode things, for lack of a better term, Richard.
Yep. Well, she's got to try and, again, like I said, mitigate the damage. She's got a lot of rocks that are coming down here right now, and a lot to get rid of, and she could be in a dangerous spot where this stone here and her next shot could decide whether she's, potentially 3-2 or 7-1. Like, that's a big swing, right? So she needs to make these next 2 really come through for her.
And ends are running out.
Yeah, we're already playing the 6th end now, so they've got a feel for the ice. They know the type of strategy that each of the teams play. And Josie is really trying to make sure that this one sets things up for her next end. So you'll see a fair bit of weight. This might be the heaviest rock she throws today, just for the amount of granite that she has to get rid of. These rocks are on ice, but they do weigh 44 pounds. So you can see she's coming out strong.
Yeah.
Now, when the rock gets delivered that aggressively, you're not going to see as much curl on it, right? There's just not as much time for it. Here we go.
They got the stone they wanted to get out.
Yep. So, but they've still,
Yeah.
Augustana is still sitting 3, but what she has done now is given the opportunity to raise her one of her red ones, either one, back to the 2 blues that are there.
Yeah, and then eliminate the 3.
Yeah, so the call for Gabriel here has got to be a guard in front to make sure that they don't have that raise back available to them.
Yeah, this is their second last stone that they have here, so I would assume too. And the question is now, do they put the stone up higher, or they're going to put it a little bit like in the middle? Where would you put the guard there?
Well, okay, so if you put it like it, the way that the guard zone is kind of set up is in sections of 3. If you put it in the top third, it offers the opportunity to draw around and then raise your stone in. You put it in the second third, it makes it a little bit tighter to be able to do that. And if you put it in the back third, which is closer to the house, then that's something that you could also raise in. So, yeah, I'm not surprised where she's putting her broom right there to put it to be able to guard both of them fairly close, so that that rock is more in the way of both of them. Because if she's light on this and it's just over the hog line, then she opens up the opportunity for Josie not to play a strong raise back, just tap it in to get the shot rock. And that's probably what the call is that Josie is looking at. She's got an opportunity to raise either one of those rocks back, maybe 2 to 2.5 feet, just to get them to be the shot rock.
And a lot of big strategy going on by them right now as well.
Yeah, all she has to do is just be able to move the one that's sitting on top of the button, the blue that's on the button, move it back, 6-8 inches for her to be shot rock. Okay, here's Gabriel's first stone. Sweepers are saying it's tight. They're not touching it. I think she's got more than enough weight. They think that this one's going in without any sweeping. They're waiting as well for the line on this. So here it is coming down. You can kind of see it. She's got a good line, but is it going to stay without it curling? Wow, exactly where she put her broom without one brush on it. There's
Brilliant.
Control, right? Like
Brilliant.
that's a really, really good skip who's got control over weight.
Yeah, it seems like they know exactly where they want to go, though, right now, Red. They're trying to, well, this is their last rock, so this is the big one for them, Richard.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised by this call. What she's planning on doing is just brushing off of that blue one that's just on the edge and ending up taking that. I'm a little bit more of a raise person. I would rather, if I had this shot, I would just try and come around the blue one that's at the top that Gabriel just shot, and just tap the red one in to try and get the one. But she's trying to mitigate, again, like we talked about, mitigate the damage on this.
Yeah.
She gets rid of this rock. That's one less stone that she has to worry about. And then she's hoping to kind of just roll over to it. So, but it can be a little touchy there on the outside sheet. And, if she has not enough weight on it, it's going to curl a lot more.
And if they miss here, I wonder if blue tries to go in. They have the right side a lot more open than maybe land one in there. I don't know if they go for a guard and just say, we'll take her 3, or they'll try to slide in one there.
Yeah, I mean, it really depends on this. But, Josie's calling this shot because this is what she feels the most comfortable with. And maybe this is something she practices more, and she feels a lot better about doing the takeouts that she's done today than doing that draw. Because if she does just do a raise and she doesn't have enough weight on it, then we run the risk of guarding it up. So they're waiting for this to come over now. She's got enough weight definitely for this takeout. She's saying whoa, they're calling whoa, it's got to move. She needs a roll in. Nicely played.
Okay.
Now that was a really good shot.
That's what they wanted.
She played that exactly like she called it, but blue is still sitting 1, right?
Yeah.
That's the problem. So again, she's trying to make this so it's an opportunity to get her last rock back and only let her have 1. But that was a really good shot. Nicely done by Josie. Really good call by Claire on the sweeping and Hope and Randy. But they didn't have a lot to do on that one, but that's okay too.
It was everything you talked about right there, Richard. It's that they wanted to mitigate the damage, and they did that.
Yeah. So on this one, it looks like Gabriel, she doesn't have a lot of opportunity here to do much. The only chance she's got is to come down and try and get closer than the red one that's there. Here, Gabriel, last stone of the 6th end. Wonderful delivery from her. They're sweeping this one, trying to get it just into the button. But it looks like she's probably on the front one, so they've stopped.
Yeah, she's
so
very light.
1 for blue. Yeah, the sweepers probably could have taken that in, but I don't think she gave herself enough ice, or else maybe she was inside. So we're sitting at 1 blue after the 6th to end, where it's 4-1 for the Concordia Thunder over Augustana.
You're watching ACAC Curling on YouTube. All right, we're getting ready for the 6th end right now.
Lead stones being delivered. Right now, like we mentioned, 4-1 for Concordia over Augustana, starting the 6th end. Again, not a big surprise. Gabriel sends that first stone into the rings again.
They definitely have a game plan. They're not budging from it, Richard.
No. And I mean, again, this is the team that they're 10-2 through the regionals, undefeated in the winter one when they went 6-0. Didn't lose to anybody.
Yeah.
So they're definitely going after things. And when they were playing in the fall one, which was back in November, they only lost to Red Deer, and the score to that was 8-7. So pretty close game. Yeah. And then against Nate, maybe had an off day. They lost that game 8-3. But those are the only two losses that they had. Like we mentioned, they beat Augustana. This team here 10-3 in both of those matches.
They're going light on this one. Mm-hmm. But as you said too now, Richard, I think they saw something in that last end, or maybe just the way they attack and play. There's a little bit of a biter there. They're going a lot more aggressive now.
Yeah, and this Concordia team is exceptionally talented at their weight, especially draw weight. And I mention that because they have a competition at the beginning of the regionals where they do a thing called a draw to the button, and not a big surprise that this team was the closest out of all of the men's, women's, and mixed teams that play in the ACAC. This team, the Concordia Thunder, they were the ones who won the contest, being closest to the button. A combined total of only 216 centimeters for all of their rocks away. And this third for Concordia, Peyton Sonnenberg, she was the closest out of all of them. She hit the button. She was at 0 centimeters.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so this team of Rachel Jost at lead, Brenna Balassi at second, Peyton Sonnenberg at third, and Gabriel Wood at skip, they know their draw weight. Not a big surprise. Gabriel, who's been drawing really well today, she was only at 19 centimeters. So
should be noting too that the Concordia men team are right next to the women playing right now as well.
Yeah, and they are. It looks like they're leading.
They're not, I don't think.
It's hard to see the score because
they're the red.
Standing
they're
in
the red.
So it looks like it's tied right now, 2-2.
And a guard looked to be put up here maybe by the Thunder women.
Yeah, the rare guard.
Yeah.
But again, they've got two in the house and they don't have last rock.
No.
So not a big surprise that they're trying to protect, what they've got going on. Again, Josie needs to be aggressive.
And it's 5-2 for the Thunder men.
Yes, and the Thunder men, they finished the ACAC at 6-4.
And they also Thunder Nation has a big basketball game tonight. They're facing out. The men are facing off against the Nate Ooks to see who has the right to face the Keanu Huskies this coming Sunday.
That should be an entertaining game as well.
I got a chance to see the Thunder basketball team last week at Ambrose. Really good. Great institution overall, Concordia. And I saw the Vikings face the Trojans last week. So all these are great schools, obviously.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
All right. An opportunity for Hope to be able to do a double here. And she hits the one but leaves the other blue one. But it does move it off of the 4-foot. But it is behind a fair amount of cover with the blue one at the on the center line and then the red one there. An opportunity, though, for a run back later if Josie needs that. Gabriel, without a doubt, puts the broom down. She knows what call she wants. She wants it in the 4-foot, right behind that guard. So you'll see her come down and hopefully just miss the front guard by a razor and then go behind that rock.
They've been very good at calling the shots, specifically in the last UN's half, Concordia. And you talked about how narrow their loss was. This is a expert squad, and they've been showing it here this afternoon.
Brenna's got perfect weight on this, but is she got the line? Nope, she's on the guard, it looks like. So more of a raise than anything else. And like we talked about, an opportunity for Josie to raise that one back. She needs to push it back maybe about 6 feet or so. So she's looking for more of probably a more of a takeout than a raise. The weight on this one's going to be a little higher. Yeah, she's definitely throwing control weight on this. Randy is on the brush all the time. She's trying to cut this rock, making it curl more. Looks like she's just going to, just barely miss it.
Tough one right there.
Yeah, those are hard on the outside of the sheet like that. You know, it's in a, the rocks react a little bit differently on the outside because not a lot of footwear has been on it. Not a lot of rocks have been played on that outside, so but maybe just a little bit too much ice, or maybe when they're putting that type of turn on it, you throw it kind of out and just miss the broom slightly. All right, here's the champion of the closest to the button, Peyton Sonnenberg in the hack right now, delivering her first stone. She's had some wonderful shots today already. She says the line is good on this one. Brenna's just keeping it clean, but now they need to go on it. Gabriel calls them off. Says she thinks the weight's probably all right. Either that or the line is fine on it. Just between that, coming down. And now they're really going to try and get this one farther.
Nice shot.
Nicely done. It's still open. So an opportunity for Josie to come at it if she needs to, but she's still going to go at this other red one. And now that she's just had a chance to do it, it's an opportunity to try it again, and see if she can make that.
Well, she particularly obviously was so close last time.
Yes, yeah, she just barely missed that. And from the angle, again, we're not over top of the rink, over top of the sheet. It looked like she had the rock, at least a piece of it. So she's called less ice on this. That's one thing she's cut back on. And it looks like she's on the broom right away. They're on this. They're asking them to sweep hard on this one. The girls are leaning on that broom. Nicely done, and she gets the 2 out. She was kind of hoping more for a straight back, but at least this one gets the other blue one that was the shot rock out of there.
And they're looking to try to get that right back.
Yeah. And Gabriel is going to have the call for just raising this one back about 2 feet.
Yeah.
Which is not a surprise because, again, an opportunity for her to have first and second shot. She does not have last rock on this end.
No, and I was going to ask with that, with it being the 6th end and we're running out of ends now, does that call now for the Vikes, when do they start getting a little bit more aggressive?
Well, I think they changed their strategy in that third end when they were already down by 2 and losing, 1 in each of the first and in the second end. So they changed the strategy from there. I think to try to get more aggressive, maybe in this end, after this end. We've got one game that just finished already.
Yes.
It looks like the score of 8-4, and the Kings mixed team and the Nate mixed team are shaking hands on sheet number 1 right now. All right, on our feature sheet here, we've got Gabriel calling the ice to make it just come in. What a gorgeous shot.
Lovely.
Yep, Peyton just came in there. Maybe a little bit lighter than Gabriel wanted. She was asking more for a raise to push that one closer stone close, even more close to the front or to the button. But she's got first and second shot, and they're frozen up to each other, so it's not like she's going to be able to get rid of them.
I love those overhead shots. I love seeing the strategy that we get to see where they want to go.
Yeah, it gives us a really good perspective. Well, except for in the 5th end or the 4th end, where we thought it was one for the red, but it ended up being 1 for the blue.
Still having a little bit of conversation of what they want to do here. I think we might even have the team maybe come down and talk again.
Yeah, she's asking her. It's tight to come past that guard and hit that front one that just got delivered there. And she's asking Claire Bevan-Stewart what she feels more comfortable with. And I think that's probably the call, is to come down and try and get the front blue. And if for whatever reason, the opportunity for them to be able to, hit the back one, it's there too. So 3 stones left here for Augustana and 2 left for the Viking. The score is, the screen says it's 9-4 for the Thunder, but it's not. It is 4-1 for the Thunder right now.
The scoreboard here can be a little bit confusing for new people.
Yeah, the graphics we have on the screen, it has it as 9-4 for the
You have the
Thunder.
rocks right, though.
Yep. Here's the last shot by Claire Bevan-Stewart on this end before we get to skip stones. She's looking for just a bit of a takeout on the back one, perhaps. Did she get it? Yes, she did. Now she's rolling, but is it going to stay? No. She got both the stones, her shooter and the one that she hit out.
Still the one staying in there, though.
Yep.
So 2 stones left here now for the Thunder.
Yep. We've got a second game that finished as well, Josh, that just as those rocks were being delivered, the Nate Ooks and the Lakeland the Lakeland Rustlers men's teams finished off as well. So sheets 1 and 2 are empty. We're on sheet 3. That's our feature sheet for this stream. If you're interested in the other stream, we've got the St. Trojans that are playing. The mixed St. Trojans are playing against the Lakeland mixed team. And currently, that's a pretty close score right now. We had, it looks like it's 3-1 for the Lakeland College Rustlers on that sheet.
Here comes
Here's
the
Gabriel's
Thunder
first shot, yeah.
Yep.
I missed what she's calling there, but judging by where this stone is going and the weight, they're trying to get it to curl. It looks a bit heavy, too, a bit of a miscue for Gabriel. Normally, it's going to go to the back. She's still going to be sitting 2, so not a bad shot. The problem with that, though, now is that we've got Josie who can either take it out and roll behind cover, she can draw up to it, or she can just draw ahead of it and have that as backing. So, and it looks like Josie's just called, looks like a draw to the 4-foot. And she's, like I said, has that as backing now.
Big shot coming up here. They got their second last stone here, Concordia, down to 1 stone. Having a little bit of deliberation right now what they're going to do right here.
They're just talking about the path the rock is going to take and when to call them off. They know the sheet now. Like they're playing the 6th end now. So each player has had at least 10 stones that they've thrown on this rock, on this sheet. So they know. Nice release by Josie there. The sweepers are on it right away. Randy Cameron and Hope Zimmerman, her sister, sweeping. They're really trying to get this one to come in. Yep. Claire Bevan-Stewart has got them sweeping hard here to try and bring this around. You can see it coming in now. Now they're just waiting for it to start bending a bit. How deep is it going to go? Exactly where she put her broom, right on the tee line. Nicely done by Josie. The last couple ends, she's really put things together well and started putting the pressure on.
So now with Concordia, Richard, this is their last stone.
Yep.
And it looks like they're just going to try to get right in. I mean, the last time keep on changing on me.
Yeah. Well, again, it's an opportunity of wear, and that's why if we look back at the other end of the house, Brenna Balassi is in the hack, and she's saying, how much can you see?
Yeah.
That's what she's in the hack there. Brenna's not going to be delivering this rock, but she's saying, how much do you see? So that's why, again, wonderful communication with this team. Brenna's in the hack right away without even them asking and saying, how much do you see? She says, I see a good chunk of it. So she looks like she's going to throw probably backboard control weight at this, try and get rid of this red stone and just kind of draw, just hit it on the inside and then roll to the middle of the sheet where she can then sit 3. But again, remember, the red stones, Augustana have last rock here, so she wants to only let them take 1. So that's why she wants to get rid of that red rock. And if she loses maybe the one on the back, she's okay with that. So yeah, control weight on this. She's got, they say back 8. So she's got enough weight to get rid of that. And now they're going. Now they're sweeping because she may be inside. She's got a good chance here, but can she get around the front? Is she going to wreck on the guards at the front?
Ooh. So coming in.
No, yes, she just barely rubbed on it. A chance for Josie and the Augustana Vikings women's team to get 2 here. All she needs to do is just put her rock right there.
This is a big turnaround right here for the Vikes.
Absolutely. This could go from a 4-1 game to 4-3 really quickly.
Yeah, it's like we picked the right one to give you for the broadcast.
The feature game is the one that's really close for sure. We've got a couple other sheets that are tied. We were talking earlier about on sheet 4 where it was 5-2 for the Concordia Thunder men's team, but the Red Deer Polytechnic men's team, who had a very good showing, they were 6-4 in the playdowns. They've come back and they've tied it. We're sitting at a 5-5 game on sheet 4 right now.
And so Concordia in 2 tight games. Well, we'll see how tight this one gets here. As it's the final shot right now here of the 6th for the Augustana Vikings.
Josie's got to get into the blue. She needs blue paint for her to get 2 to get it to a 4-3 score. They're just saying clean. They just want to keep this one online and not have another rock pick up something. Claire is calling them off, just letting that stone come to rest.
Uh-oh.
It looks like she's got 2.
It looks like
she just rubbed her red one and was able to get 2. Again, we don't have the camera angle from above, and they've taken the stones off so fast.
I believe they got it.
But I believe it is 4-3 now for Concordia, but Concordia gets the hammer back. So well done by Josie to try and under pretty good pressure, because missing this one, there was a chance that they're going to be uphill going home.
So we get ready to head to the lucky 7th end. You're watching ACAC Curling here on YouTube.
All right, we are back. Start of the 7th end. We've just had the first rock delivered by the Augustana Vikings. A little bit deeper than they wanted it to be, and unfortunately, they're going to get playing into Gabriel Wood's strategy of getting rid of everything. So she's asked her lead, Rachel Jost, to get rid of this one. Had this one been just a little bit ahead of the rings, that would have been a perfect spot, but it just came in. So last rock now for Gabriel Wood in this end, and an opportunity for them to be able to take some shots and get some points. So she gets rid of that one and sticks right there. Josie's going to be calling them to come around on that one.
Right.
So we've got Randy Cameron, first-year curler, and doing a wonderful job. I don't think you want to see me when I was curling in my first year, Josh.
Why? Because you were such an expert?
No. Barely could stay on my feet on the rink.
like a baby duck.
Imagine Bambi.
Baby deer. There you go. That's the one. I was like, what's the analogy?
Imagine Bambi. All right.
I'm sure ducks are very graceful.
She's got it just in front. She wanted it behind, a little bit lighter, but that's okay. This one still can get in the way and help her, for sure. Good call by the sweepers, for sure, to get that into a spot where they can use it. Again, Gabriel very confident, knowing exactly where she's going with this one. Got her broom down and wants it just on the outside part of the house. Got some big action happening behind us. You can hear the sweeping going on some of these rocks. Waiting for the stone to be delivered here.
Tight one here, though. 4-3.
4-3, a very close game for sure. We got one sweeper going on this one. Now they're just waiting for it to come around. They may even try a split on this top rock. Yep, that's what they're calling. Just split and get them both to go in.
So we get the one in right there, and now
Josie's not worrying about that one. She wants to just draw over.
it's getting intense on the
As we
state side.
As we get closer and closer to the end of the game, they're definitely calling a little bit more for stones for sure.
Exciting times here. These are just the first draws that we have. Back tomorrow here for 10 a.m., 3 p.m., 6:30, and then the gold medals on Sunday at 9 a.m. and 1 is Augustana now coming in here, and Augustana just going with another safe high top guard there, Richard.
Yeah, I know we're not featuring the game on sheet 5, but I do want to bring attention to something that just happened. The St. Trojans just took 4 in the 7th end there. So an opportunity for the St. Trojan women's team, who are playing the Red Deer women's team. And the Red Deer women's team had a record of 10-2. The St. Trojan team had a record of 8-4. But they just took 4 on them, and now St. Trojans are winning 8-5. And later this weekend, we will have one of the St. Trojans women's games on the stream for you. And there'll be 2 people who you may have noticed at the Scott Tournament of Hearts. Bailey Scoffin, who was skipping the Yukon team, and Raylyn Helston, who was also playing for the Yukon team. Some great curling happening at Winsport with the Scotties, and then these 2 ladies, Yukon team unfortunately not finishing in the playoffs, so they have an opportunity to play for St. here. So some great shooting. And I'm sorry, it wasn't 4, it was 5. They just measured and got a different one.
Well, and on our ice right here, Richard, some aggressive start here for the Thunder.
Yes, not a big surprise. This is their modus operandi from the beginning of the first end, is always throwing rocks in the house. So this one here, though, a little bit too much weight, and Gabriel's going to be sweeping this one out.
So right here, are they? Oh, they're not. Okay, so they're going to try to go and get another one up high.
Yeah.
Right into that near the house, near the button there.
A missed opportunity. That one could come back and bite them. They really needed that rock to be. You can kind of see just on the overhead angle that one rock is just kind of biting the button. They wanted it just sitting on top of that.
And now you can see the score. Thanks being adjusted there. You can see the amount of rocks that we have here on ACAC TV.
So here's Brenna Balassi's shot coming down. We've got a little bit of waiting for them to turn a bit. A little lighter than what she wanted. Gabriel called for this in the house, and it's sitting top just in that first section of the guard area. So a little bit lighter. Just as she was coming down, she was moving her hand, kind of twisting her hand, and I wonder maybe if it didn't have enough turn on it, or maybe something caught underneath it, because it finished a good 12 feet earlier than they wanted it for sure.
So now here comes back the Vikes right now. They just trail by 1.
Yeah, they need to get this one in. The last one that she delivered was unfortunately a little bit heavy, so this one is really, really crucial for her to get. Now, this is something that happens to me all the time. When I'm heavy on my first one, I pull the string on the next one and a little bit lighter. So these girls are sweeping like crazy to try and get that in. It's funny, you can hear them. I'm sure our audience can hear the girls yelling at the rock, and that's what they are yelling at it. Whenever I'm curling, you're yelling at the rock, not at the guys to sweep. But good sweeping by Hope Zimmerman and Randy Cameron. Of course, you always have your strongest sweepers at first and at lead and at second, because they're going to be sweeping 6 of the rocks, right? So they're off to the side, just catching their breath now.
So what's the shot right here for the Thunder?
I believe she was going back and forth on what to do, but I believe she's just going to try and come in around that red guard that's just at the top of the rings there.
Yeah, I was going to assume that have 3 rocks left here. At this point now, you're probably just trying to guard and get the points and get a little bit of that cushion.
Yeah, she's only up by 1, and this is maybe a rare position for Gabriel Wood, where their record was 10-2 through the play down.
So you mentioned the loss is not by a lot.
No, and only 1 loss was by 1 point. So a little bit lighter on this one. She wanted that one to be in the rings, but you know what? That's still not a bad spot for her. Josie, no hesitation at all, tapping her broom. She just wants to hit that one and just roll to the center. That's wide open for them now. So she'll be given. He's coming on the other side. Yeah, she's just kind of looking at the angle that she needs. She's not going to be able to get both of these blues out. And if she does, it's going to be a razor-thin hit on the one that she's got the broom next to. So Claire Bevan Stewart, third with 10 years of curling, taking her Bachelor of Science. 4th year, home rink at Rose City Curling, delivers this takeout. The sweepers are on it almost right away, and then they come off waiting for it to get, saying ready. They're ready. Now they're going. Just catches it on the outside and rolls away, but that's still not bad. She's got the first rock is going to Concordia, but Augustin is sitting second and third on this, so not a bad spot.
No, not at all.
All right, the last rock shot here now by Peyton Sonnenberg, our closest to the button winner from the playdowns. So you got to figure she's going to know her draw weight, and that's exactly what she's being asked by Gabriel, is to put one right on the dot.
So she can land one in there.
They're on it all the way. They're just saying clean right now. They just want to get it around that guard and then have it start moving. No, it's not. We've got Brenna Blassie trying to cut it. They sometimes sweep on one edge of the rock to try and move it in. A little bit heavy on this.
Yeah,
a little heavier than she wanted. You did not want to be behind the tee line. Now there's an opportunity for Josie just to sit there. It's partially guarded. You can kind of see there's a guard just over by Gabriel Wood's head there, where the camera angles. So you can see that it is partially covered. So Josie does have to come around it. And her sister Hope, standing near the hack, is telling her about how much line she has. So this one's going to need to be really, really good weight. Really pinpoint accuracy. The sweepers need to know, and there's so many rocks that sweeping errors can really dictate whether it's a perfect shot or whether it's a complete miss. And so the sweepers have a lot more control than a lot of people might want to give them credit for. I mean, obviously the stone comes out of the shooter's hands. But once it's out of there, it's the sweeper's responsibility to call whether they need it or not. There's Josie's delivery. Looks like her weight might be a little bit light.
Yeah, it's looking like it right now. A little bit light, as you were saying there, Richard.
Yeah, they're on this now.
Oh, but it might go.
Yeah. Josie's saying it's got a curl. They're waiting for this to bend, and it's just not coming over. Now they're bringing it in, and now it's curling. Now it's getting to the top of that.
There you go.
Yep. Just needed another foot out of that.
That was a wild ride on that one.
Yeah. See, the problem with this one is that now there's that little bit of a gap, and all Gabriel has to do is just catch a piece of it and roll. She may lose her shooter, she may lose the back one, but not with that rock in the way there. She's not going to be able to throw peel weight at this. She's going to have to throw control, maybe T line, maybe back line or possibly hack weight at it.
Beautiful shot on the other side that we just had, Richard.
Yeah, you heard a couple of takeouts there. The Concordia men had a really good double takeout. The skip, Borkovic, delivered a really nice stone.
Right, here come the women right now.
On our feature sheet, here's Gabriel's first stone that she's got, last rock here. They say she's heavy, so they're trying to cut it over.
You can already see Augustana already talking about strategy as that rock is coming down too, Richard.
Yeah, they're talking to each other and saying, I think that she's going to be a little bit outside, and she is.
Yep.
She's just a little bit outside on this one.
And they knew.
Yeah, and all this did was move this closer to the center.
That's huge. So I would still say, yeah, Concordia is still closer, but
the shot, really, what Josie's talking about here is what if she bumps onto her own and then rolls closer to the button over where the blue one is over there.
because I don't think they can get to the other rock.
No, there's just too much granite in front on that right-hand side of the sheet. So she's looking at coming over, and it's more of a draw than anything, but she kind of just wants to nick off of her own red one.
Well, and this is their last stone too.
Yeah. Oh, and Josie's found something just in the just over the hog line, a little piece of dirt that her rock is going to go over, so you can see her sweeping that out of the way. All right, she's ready to deliver her last rock here, the seventh end. It's 4-3 for Concordia Thunder, the team that was leading this women's division with a 10-2 record. They're in tight against Augustana here, and Augustana finished fourth with a 7-5 record. So we talked earlier about how Augustana was going to be in tight with this.
Sorry, Rich, you're seeing all over right now playoffs in Canada West and CCA all over. There's upsets going all over. It's that time of year.
Yep.
And the Vikes are trying to be the latest team to cause an upset in Canadian college athletics.
Well, you know, it's also, you're looking back at games that were played in November, and these teams are, although they're the same people, they're not the same teams. They've learned so much from playing. All right, this rock here from Josie. They're sweeping this to try and get this in. They want this close to the button. She's got second shot now. She's trying to get this rock to be first, but unfortunately she racked on the guard at the top. So now the opportunity is there.
It's a big shot right here.
Gabriel to come down. Yeah, she's looking at trying to get four, you can tell.
Yeah, they're trying to end this right here.
Yep. She's got a chance if she can somehow just wedge that one red rock out between the two back ones that are blue, in between the two ladies there.
We just saw this in the other corner on the SATE matchup, and now the Thunder trying to do this and would more than likely, Richard, secure a W.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen, though. You know, in the angle that we saw, it's definitely it's going to be a very difficult shot to get that one out for sure, guaranteed. And the reason why is the red rock that was just thrown by Josie, when it nudged the blue one closer to the rings, it also pushed it to the outside. It pushed it to the outside and covering it more. So looks like they've called another timeout here.
Yeah, well, it's a big shot.
Yeah, they want to kind of just see where things are going with this for sure. Just trying to make some strategic decisions here about this shot. Not much for Augustana to talk about. They don't have a shot, but definitely the Concordia coach who was out earlier with the men.
Yeah.
Tanya Smiley is coming down to talk to the girls about what to do here.
So, Richard, my gauge here is there is the bold strategy you can go with or the super safe one. There's the two, really, right?
Yeah, she's sitting one right now, so she could get out of this end and be up 5-3. But that's worst case scenario. Well, worst case scenario is that she knocks her own out and gives one to Augustana. We're tied 4-4. But she's looking at an opportunity. Is there a way for us to get more than two? She can get two just by simply drawing in and hitting the red one and moving in toward the center of the house, and that's probably the best shot she's got. It's the highest percentage, but they're conferring and seeing, is there a chance to get more than two? And that's what Gabriel Wood is looking at. is looking at that opportunity for them to be able to get that that one red one that's sitting just in the blue there. Can they get it between the two that are out behind there? And I think it's a tough shot.
Yeah, it's a very tough shot.
And that's what they're calling here is, do we do that? We've got the Augustana ladies team kind of just looking back going, just take your one and give us give us last rock. But no, that's not what they're wanting for sure.
They're just taking it in right now. They're all smiles, just waiting to see what's happening here, like we all are.
So the rock there, they've called their shot. It looks like they are going to come down with a draw, and depending on the weight. See, again, that red rock in the rings is it's almost completely buried behind the other red one. That this is a really difficult shot for them to try and get the red one out. They can maybe push it back, but is there a chance to push it back so it's now farther behind than the blue one that's just barely biting the forefoot?
You got to get the right, no pun intended, you obviously have to get the right curl on it.
Well, that, and you can't afford to move the blue one either. Like if the red one goes on to the blue one, that's not going to be the 3 that you're wanting. So my guess is she's going to go for 2 here and hope, try and get this out. So here she comes a bit strong on the weight to try and have that hit over and roll over. Nope, it's going to be 1 blue and that's it.
Well, they tried. But
Augustana Vikings are wiping their brow because they had a chance there for them to get 2, 3, maybe even 4. But we're sitting with a 5-4 score at the end of 7 with the Concordia Thunder leading the Augustana Vikings on ACAC TV. We are back. Beginning of the 7th end here. Richard Strobant along with Joshua Arbuthnot giving you the play-by-play broadcast between the Augustana Vikings and the Concordia Thunder in the women's division. Score right now is 5-3. Screen says 5-4, but trust me, it's 5-3. They're just starting the 8th end right now. First stone delivered by there we go, 5-3, by the Concordia Thunder lead Rachel Joust. They've had a fairly aggressive game, and they continue with that strategy here, putting their first rock into the rings rather than a guard. They're always pressing for points, this team, for sure. We've got Randy Cameron, the lead for Augustana, on her very first shot. Again, first year curling for Randy Cameron. So we're on the last end. 8 ends where it's a 5-3 score. So Augustana needs to go for 2 here. And what does Josie do? She puts a guard way up at the top, maybe a little higher than she would have liked to have had it.
Yeah, so let me ask you this then for the strategy here, Richard. If you're the Thunder then, are you just mucking up the whole thing?
No. The Thunder want to keep this clean.
Okay.
They're fine with only giving Josie 1 and going stone for stone. But again, the free rock zone will not allow them to be able to take the rocks out. The first 5 rocks. So, again, like we talked about just as we started this end, the strategy for the Concordia Thunder have always been just throw the rocks in the house and we'll deal with guards after we've got something that we need to guard. This one's going through, though. A little bit heavy on it.
Very heavy. Yeah, they didn't even have a chance, really.
No. So, again, another guard is what Josie's calling for. She needs to have 2 this end, and that's to push for an extra end.
Yeah.
It's not 2 to win, it's 2 to tie. So
we've seen them have the ability there. You know, the last time they were going this direction too, Richard, they were really close.
Yep.
To getting that.
They had a couple of miscues by the Concordia Thunder, and they really took advantage of it. So the Augustana Vikings, again, although they lost to this Concordia Thunder team twice by a score of 10-3, they've got these guys working for today, guaranteed.
So they're kind of going back to their original strategy that they had at the start here, and they're going to get that guard up top. And I'm guessing they're the one thing I'll give them credit for, they're not backing away from their strategy.
No.
They're going to stay with their strategy, probably get, what do you think, one more up high for the guard and then go for the attack?
Yeah, it depends on what happens here with Concordia. They've got a chance to throw one more, maybe guard it. It looks like, again, Gabriel Wood is going to be coming in the house with this one, you know. So we'll see where she puts this, and then I think Josie's got an idea of what she wants to do with her next shot, and that's probably throw a guard onto the other end of the sheet. She's got 2 sitting over on the one side, maybe throw another guard on the other side of the sheet. So we'll see where it ends up right now. This one much lighter. It is coming in the house, though. It looks like it's probably going to be raising this one back. It looks like it's onto their blue stone.
It definitely is.
Yep. And just moving it back, but is it going to go behind the tee line? And yes, it is. So there's a little pocket. Okay. So call right away with Josie. Again, even though a guard maybe is what she wanted to call earlier, now she's got an opportunity to take this one out, push it straight back, and either roll behind cover or maybe do a double.
I love how quick Josie always is. As soon as she sees it, she's like right there.
Yeah, there's definitely no hesitation in what she's calling, right? So and that tells me that's a skip who's confident.
She's very scientific with it.
Well, yeah, she knows what to call. She knows what her team likes to throw. She knows where she is in the game and what she has to do. You know, there's definitely no shrugging shoulders going, I don't have a clue. Nice raise, boom, boom. Still left that one back there, but that's fine. Her red stone is at the top, and she's good there.
Well, as you talked about with the pocket right there, that's kind of exactly what they wanted to go for.
Yeah. Now, Gabriel, again, little indecision, trying to think what the best strategy is. Probably to get rid of the red one, but I know already, I can tell what she's worried about, and this is what happened the last time coming the direction, is the red one that she tried to take out in the 6th end ended up banging onto the back and knocked her out, and that gave them shot rock. So she's thinking about that. She does not want to raise this red one back onto her own blue one. And nice shot by Brenna Balassi to just wick it out of there and then roll away.
But now this sets Augustana to knock it right out.
Well, Augustana can either just sit and roll, or she can sit on top of it, and it's really it looks like that's what she's calling. Josie's looks like she's calling the takeout and the roll over, but the freeze is there as well. But maybe it's just a little too close to the button for her to freeze that.
Well, they're down. This is their 5th rock right here. They got 4 left after here, so now maybe a little bit more aggressiveness starting to happen here.
Maybe, but she's got to be careful because again, she needs 2 to tie. She needs to get this one and a roll, and it's not going to roll where she wants it to roll. It's rolling to the other side of the house, which is wide open. And watch how long this takes Gabriel to say, get this rock out of here.
Yeah.
Okay, she wants it gone.
Yeah.
Boom down right away. She knows
I mean,
exactly where she wants.
Thunder just have to, for the very basic layman of it all, Richard.
Yeah.
Thunder just have to play defense right now. Score doesn't matter for them.
Yeah. We should be having a scoring update coming to us soon. We'll get that on the screen when we can about what's happened, because we've seen 3 sheets already finish. We still have 3 sheets going out of the so 6 teams are still on the ice, and 6 teams are having the takeout burger. All right, on our feature sheet here's a takeout from the Concordia Thunder. Just takes it out. Yep. They just want to run him out of rocks now, Josh.
That's what I'm saying. It's more or less, you're just, for lack of a better term, you're just playing collective defense right now if you're the Thunder.
Yeah. we've got 4 rocks left, and they need 2 of these to stay in the house.
Thunder have 3 left. That's it.
First stone by Claire Bevan Stewart here.
I believe the Thunder on the other side also have a 2-point lead going right now as well, Richard.
Just waiting for this one to kind of slow down a little bit. He's got a little bit too much weight on it, maybe. Yeah, Gabriel's going to try and get rid of this one. It looks like it's going to hang around for shot rock, though. Yep, it is. Again, how long does this take? She wants to get rid of that. Oh, she's going to sit on top of it.
Okay.
This is a bit of a surprise.
Yeah, so tell me what's going through her head on that one.
Well, it's hard from being able to judge it. Is she behind the rock? Like, is it behind cover? So we'll see with the next time we've got an overhead shot. So, and that would be the only difference, is it looks like it could be behind some cover. So instead of, playing a takeout on a rock, you really can't see much. She's just playing lighter weight to it, and she just said, put it on top of it. Yeah, Gabriel's calling on it now. This rock is going to start curling here. Just as soon as it goes over this hog line, here it goes. And is she going to get past this red one? Yep, she's good. And now is it coming in? An excellent shot.
And she called for that.
Again, Peyton has been on it again today. Just a wonderful shot. Great weight on that. Excellent sweeping. Wonderful skip calls. Yeah, this team is a well-oiled machine for sure.
So you have 3 rocks now left. You're the Vikes, Richard. And you need 2 of these to stay in. What are you doing?
Oh, on this one, I think you almost replicate the shot. You want that blue one to just get pushed out a little bit and roll over a bit. You've got to have, like I said, you need 2 of your stones to be able to stay in the rings and get points. And that's without Gabriel Wood even shooting, right? So their call on this one is to try and just have this one kind of just go up to the blue. It's got a long way to go. This rock needs to curl, and they're sweeping this. Okay, they're off of it now. Let's see if this rock starts moving and gets closer to that blue one. Yes, it is. Now she's moving. A little bit light, though. But she does have shot rock. That one's biting the blue, but the blue one in the back of the house does not look from the angle that we see like it is biting. So she's got one in a very good spot.
Bye-bye. Right away.
Yeah, Gabriel's got the broom down right away, but this one's dangerous as well. If she hits this just on the outside, there's a chance that she could wreck it on her own blue, knock the blue out, and then red is hitting the 2 that she needs to tie this game up. Again, 5-3, we're in the 8th and final end. The Vikings need 2 to be able to extend this into an extra end, or 3 to win it.
Yeah, there's about to say there is still a very strong possibility here that the Vikes could end up landing the 3. We saw, again, when they were on this side, I believe it was in, what was it, Richard? In the 6th, I believe it was. When there was 6th or the 5th, and they were on this side, Augustana, they had that opportunity for 3.
Right. Gabriel Wood looking at her first shot here. Wants to get rid of some red stones. There's just too much red granite there that could end up hurting her. Looks like she's got enough weight, but is she going to wreck on this front red one? They're sweeping this like crazy to try and get it. Does she have enough? She's past the guard. What does she have going? Gets rid of 2 reds, rolls her shooter out, and she's sitting 3. What a shot.
You said it was a risky shot, but it landed.
Absolutely. So now we've got an opportunity where she's only got 2 stones left, and these both got to get closer to the ring. So
yeah, what do you do here for the Vikes? You have to be very, there's a lot that has to happen here.
Yeah, Gabriel will have to make her last shot.
Yeah.
Right? And what Gabriel is looking for is getting rid of one of these stones. So it looks like she's probably just going to come down and raise it on top of the red one that's there.
So 2 stones left here for the Vikes, 1 for the Thunder, 5-3 here in the 8th.
Mm-hmm.
And our other broadcast is all done. We'll have the out-of-town scoreboard right now, Richard.
Yeah, we've got
the other out-of-town rink scoreboard.
I guess the other sheet scoreboard.
Yes.
Okay, we'll wait for this rock first here from Josie, and then give you that. So Josie's just trying to get one up to that blue that's in the house right now in the 8-foot. She just wants to freeze up to it. It needs to curl, but they're sweeping it because it needs the weight too. We're getting closer. Now they're off of it, but I think they may have swept this maybe a bit too far because it's not moving. There we go. Now she's going. Now she's got shot rock. Excellent. All right. So in the other scores, we've got, obviously, we're watching the women's draw here between the Concordia Thunder and the Augustana Vikings. But we've also got mixed and men's curling going on. And in the on sheet number 6, in our other feature game that we had going on today, Lakeland beat Sate 5-3. And on the sheet just in front of us, the men's team, Concordia, is leading 7-5 over the Red Deer Kings. We'll get you the other scores when we get a second. Right now, it's the last shot here for Gabriel Wood. Her objective here, Josh, is to move that red one that just got delivered and get it out of the rings, or at least pushed back into the full 12-foot. So it's much more difficult for...
Yeah, she knocks this out. It's pretty much game.
Yeah. She's got control weight on it. They're sweeping this a lot. She just wants to sit it on top. Here they go. Looks like she's got enough room to get around the guard. Yep, she's past the guard, but now is it going in the spot just laying on top of this red one? Wow, a wonderful shot from her as well. So, what is left? It didn't take long for her to call the shot. She's just going to try and draw into there. And the reason why, Josh, is right now red is sitting 1. If Josie can get this to touch the blue paint, to touch the 4-foot, she gets 2, and we're looking at extra ends.
Let's see here.
What a comeback indeed by the Augustana Vikings, eh?
It's been a battle. Mm-hmm. And as we talked about last time they were on this side, they had an opportunity to score multiple points, and trying to do that here and send us into an extra end.
Well, she just threw this weight, and the sweepers just swept that last rock too, so they know what they need to do. Now it's execution. There's a big difference between knowing what to do and being able to do it. They're sweeping this one. Josie's saying it's all you. The sweepers are just waiting. It's got to touch the blue. This rock needs to stop in the blue. It's a little bit heavy.
It's going to be close. It's going to be close.
It's going, and she's got it.
They got it.
She pushes for 2 and gets an extra end out of this. Again, the feature game.
Turned out to be the feature game.
Turned out to be the feature game. All right, we're looking at 5-5 after 8. I'm almost positive we're going to an extra end. We need a winner. The ties don't matter right now.
No.
Not when you're playing for medals, for sure.
So we'll be right back. You're watching ACAC Curling Championships on ACAC TV, tied at 5s.
All right, we are back.
Right, welcome back here to the Airdrie Curling Club. It's the ACAC Championships here on ACAC TV. Joshua Adam William Arvin alongside with Richard Strubant, and our featured matchup has turned out to be a dandy.
What a wonderful comeback. You know, you look at the scoreboard, and I know we don't have a shot of the scoreboard.
It was, what, 3-1?
But it was 3-0 after the first three ends.
4-1 at one point.
Concordia took one in the first, one in the second, one in the third, and it wasn't until, you know, that fourth end where...
And that was close.
It was close, and we thought it was going to be 4-0 actually, and I'm still convinced, we didn't see it, but I wouldn't be surprised that they actually did measure to see who got that rock in the fourth end. So it ended up being 3-1, and then things started turning around for Augustana. Josie started playing a bit of a different game and throwing rocks up front, and you know, trying to get things moving where she could guard things more. So, and then she ended up giving up one in the fifth, and then it was 4-1. But then she got 2 rocks in the sixth, gave up one in the seventh, and then 2 rocks this last one here in the eighth. Tied the score at 5-5.
So tell us here, Richard, we are in the extra ends now, and tell us what's going to happen here.
Well, I mean,
too much difference.
A wonderful. No, this isn't like different rules in football where you know, first team scores type of thing. Although that's exactly what it is. We're playing this end. We're likely not going to see another extra end because you hardly ever blank.
There's no walk-off curl.
No, there's no walk-off curl. No, exactly. I'm a little surprised actually by the way that Josie started this end. I was expecting her to throw guards, but the first rock that she threw, it ended up going into the house. Maybe it was a little heavier than she wanted. And then, boom, not a big surprise. What did Gabriel do? She took out that rock, and she's sitting now shot rock over in the 8-foot.
Yeah, you know, so does the Thunder have the last shot here?
Yeah.
So I wonder, you know, I'm a little bit surprised too. I thought maybe they go for a few of those guards at the beginning themselves and then get aggressive maybe the last 4 rocks.
Yeah, no, the way that Gabriel's playing this game is
she's been aggressive.
Yeah, I don't know if I've even can recall her throwing a guard.
Not really, no.
And if it is, it's certainly in the single digits of, I could count them on one hand today. You know, her and her team they're wonderful at their draw weight, and they know what they're doing. So, and that's what she's calling on this one as well. Rather than getting that red one out, she's just getting another one in the house. She loves rocks in the house rather than just rocks in play.
Yeah.
Right? And that's a big different strategy to pull. A little bit heavy on this one. Rachel just throwing it a little to the back. Again, you want to try and keep your rocks to the front half of the house. You and I were talking about that earlier today. And unlike darts, where you can put a dart anywhere in the board, you can't get to the back of the house in curling unless you go through the front of the house. So when you put them at the back like that, you know, you end up having another rock sitting on top of it being closer, and then it's an advantage for that team. So Josie's right now hoping for this one to stop above the tee line, but again, this one looks heavy. The rocks have the ice has really lightened up a lot, and we talked about that. Mm-hmm. You know, now we're into the 9th end. And this one here, Gabriel is just going to try and sweep this out.
So that's actually what I was going to ask you as we see this shot right here. Let you comment on that really quickly before my question.
Mm-hmm.
How many ends, what's the most ends you've played on this ice?
Probably 9.
9, okay. So,
but most of the times the teams I'm on, we get blown out in 6.
So, again, you talked about the ice. Did you distinctly notice something different when you got to that 9th end?
Yeah, like I said, it's much lighter. We've got a big weight here from
it's heavy.
Brenna. Big weight to come down.
Going for that guard.
Yeah, she just wants that guard out of the way.
They got it.
Yeah, and she did get it.
And I thought for a second they'd hit their own, but it went way.
I thought there was a chance of that happening too.
Deceptive.
All right, we're now looking at the delivery for the first stone for Hope Zimmerman. She's thrown a lot of takeouts today, so
yeah, I've been really impressed with Hope.
Yeah, Hope's done a really good job and a wonderful sweeper for sure.
She goes from the Rose City Curling Club and hoping for a rosy 9th end.
Nice shot. She just wanted it just in front of the house.
Taking it right back, eh?
Yep, that's exactly where she wanted. That's a rock that you can use a lot of different ways, not just as a guard, but you can split it in as well. You can raise it back because it's really close to the house. Nice placement for her. And it's such a good placement. And look what Gabrielle is going to do to it.
That was fast.
Gabrielle wants that gone fast. Don't let that thing grow any roots.
She didn't waste any time.
Nope. And they're on it all the way. She wants to hit it and just get out of the way. Boom, and out the middle this time.
Wow.
Okay. And again, Josie, another guard putting up front.
After this, we'll be halfway through this end.
That's right. We're the only sheet on the ice right now. Just me and you and this game. And our wonderful camera crew.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks to them.
And producers.
We've got some wonderful graduates of the broadcasting program at SAIT who are helping us out here with the broadcast for ACAC TV and doing a great job.
And right now, Augustana's hoping to do a good job on this shot here. What are you seeing, Richard?
Looks like she's got it right where Josie had her broom.
They're just staying with it.
Yep.
They are not backing off of that guard. Tell me why now, and I know this has been their strategy all game, but 3 times in a row now, they're halfway through their rocks.
Yep.
Why have they gone to it 3 shots in a row?
Because they really you only need 1 rock to win right now.
So they're just not going to get aggressive till maybe the last 2-3 stones.
Exactly.
You're right, okay.
Yeah, we'll let the skip throw the stones that are going in, the ones that will be counting. And what does, Peyton do? Who's got incredible draw weight.
Okay, Wood is so fast on just making these decisions, can I just say. She's not wasting any time.
Yeah, again, right through the port. But that one's a little bit of a miscue as well. And the reason why is now that rock is still there, right? So it may not be a red guard, but it's a blue guard. And it's so far up there, up at the top of the, in that guard area. It's in that, 1 to 2 zone. It doesn't really matter what color it is. It's so far out there that it's now in the way, and you can tell that Peyton isn't pleased with the shot. She wanted to get that one gone and wanted her shooter to roll away, and it didn't happen. So a bit of a break now for the Augustana Vikings for them to be able to come around. And that's the reason. When you've got a wide open takeout, they're much, much easier to hit than something that's hidden behind a guard. This one looks light to me. They're going to have to really go hard on this one. Yeah, this one isn't going to make it to the house, but at least it's another guard. The more guards they have, that's the way that they want it. Yeah, it's going to get even up to that red one.
So
or up to the blue one, I should say.
See what Gabriella goes with.
I wouldn't be surprised if Gabrielle just gets rid of these.
Yep, that's what she's going to do.
Yep, she wants them gone. And she wants the one off the center line gone, and the reason why is the center line is guarding the button.
Yeah.
Right? The one that's red over on the edge is it could be a problem, but not as much as this one that's on the center line. So Peyton's pretty happy she gets a chance to try and make up for this. She comes out strong. She's got a wonderful delivery as well. Nice release. Sweepers are on it right away. She's got this one, but does she have her shooter gone? And yes, she does.
We wanted right there.
There we go. Now it's wide open again, except that red rock at the top. And what's Josie going to do? Draw right up to that blue one.
Yep.
Right there is... if
are they
worst
changing
case
it?
scenario.
There was a suggestion there, maybe change it. They're kind of going back and forth between which one they want to take out.
Yeah, I think she needs to go behind her own red guard. That's what I'd be doing. You've got backing, and you've got the guard in front to be able to help you. So that's the shot, I think. Let's see what they call here.
Yeah, they're still deliberating over
Yeah,
it.
that's what I figured. She's definitely going to put her rock behind that guard, above the T line in the blue. Whoever gets the point here in this end wins this game, and it's tight.
It's incredibly tight. I mean, the way this game has been, right?
Yep.
Started off with Concordia jumping off to a decent-sized lead, and the Vikes, though, they never gave up. They kept on fighting back over and over and got that 2 in the 8th, and that's why we're here right now.
Yep, they got 2 in the 6th and 2 in the 2 in the 6th and then 2 in the 8th to be able to get them, and it was a wonderful comeback. And I can't tell you that the Concordia Thunder let them back in it. I think they just the Augustana Vikings just really started making some wonderful shots. The only shot that really comes to mind, there was a miss by the Concordia Thunder, was the one where they raised their own back in the 6th end. They raised their own onto the Augusta Vikings rock, and then the Augusta Vikings had one there. So line's good. She says Josie's coming around. She just wants to get Nicely done. Really good. Here they go. We can hear them scream.
All right.
Looks like she's got a bit. No, she does not have shot rock. As you can tell from the top, that blue one just off to the side is still shot rock.
Are they trying to ricochet this shot here, Richard? Or are they just trying to land it closer to home
I think
here?
that what Gabrielle is trying to do here on this one is just get her draw weight down. She wants the confidence that she can throw this draw weight. So she could go over to that red one, but moving that red one does nothing. Gabrielle and the Concordia Thunder have shot rock right now. So what Gabrielle wants to do is she wants to make sure she has her draw weight for the next one, because she knows full well that the next shot that Josie's going to make, she's going to get it.
Well, so 2 rocks remaining here. Let's see what they go with.
So she's trying to get her draw weight for the next rock she's got to throw. The sweepers are on this right away. They want to try and get it close to that red one that just got delivered and closer to the button, but also put a more difficult shot so Josie can't do the same shot. Wonderful weight on this again, eh? Look at this. She's got a wonderful shot here. Just sitting at the top. Perfect. That's where she wants. Now there's no opportunity for her to raise the red one back in any way. All she can do is go to the button. She's going to try and come around. And the rock that Gabrielle just shot can also get in the way for her to try and reach that button.
Okay, so what's the Vikes spot here, Richard?
They've got to hit the blue. Oh, and they're calling their last timeout, it looks like.
Yeah. It's a big one. You know, you're down to 2 stones.
Yep. 2 shots left. 1 shot for each team. Last rock
and
to the
get
Concordia
the last
Thunder.
shot too, right? So, you know, with this being the second shot here, and they're going to call a timeout here, do you think that they're also having a conversation about, like, if we do this shot right now, then we can do this for our last shot as well?
Well, no, each team only has 1 rock left.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Because Vikings have 2, I believe.
No, 1 rock each.
Oh, okay. Our
So
scoreboard is threw me off. I should look down at our stones.
That's okay. No.
Yeah.
No, I've been counting them back and forth here. So they called the timeout because it's like, okay, where do we go and where's the best spot for us? Because we've got a few options.
Yeah, because you want to, sorry to interrupt, you want to go where you can go so you can get the point and then they can't come back on.
Well, there's a couple of schools of thought here. They need to bury it. You can see where she's tapping her broom right now, that she's right into the blue there behind that other blue. She's got to just barely come around the front blue and get behind it. But then the option is there where Gabrielle can raise the blue one down onto the red one that Josie is just shooting. It's a very, very unique situation and a difficult shot to make. And where do you put it to make the hardest shot for Gabrielle? And they're also, and this is probably the reason they're calling the timeout as well, is to go, okay, what shots has Gabrielle had difficulty with? Which ones has she not made? You always want to force your opponent to make a shot that, isn't their strength,
So what are you doing here?
Huh.
That's the question, right?
Well, they're better curlers than I am. So for me, the shot is you come down and you try and tuck it behind that blue one, and if she raises it back onto it, she raises it back, But I think what they're looking at is if they sit a rock and freeze it to that open blue one, they're going to have a difficult time getting rid of it.
Yeah.
Right. So do you draw to the open part, or do you put your rock on top and freeze it to the other one? So, had a chance to get Steve Lindbergh to go down and talk to his team and give him his advice.
Decisions.
They're pretty confident they got the right shot now that they can make. And it looks like she's just going to have that open draw for 1 is what she's going to try.
All right, so we'll see what they get here. It's a big shot right here for the Vikes. Came in 7-5.
Yep. If she doesn't make this, then Gabrielle doesn't even have to throw a rock.
Nope.
Because they're sitting the 1 rock they need. She's still looking at this ice. That's what she's curious about.
It's a big shot for them, trying to get one of the biggest, well, Yeah, maybe the biggest win of the season so far for them.
Yes, for sure.
The biggest.
The way that the round robin works here, there's only 4 teams.
Yeah.
So, and you will play each of the 4 teams. So each game is crucial. A win here can really set them up where they could be, even if they lose the next 2 games, they're 1 and 2, but they will have the edge that if Concordia is also 1 and 2, they would be the higher seed, right? So there's not a lot of room to hide when there's only 4 teams. So
They fought so hard to get back here, Richard.
Absolutely. Like, kudos to the Concordia Thunder, for being able to have that aggressive style. But I tell you, the Augustana Vikings were very impressive today to be able to get to this point.
Here we go.
All right, here she comes. So she's going to be going on a takeout on this one. It's not a draw. She's going for a takeout and rolling over. She's taking out the shot stone, or trying to, and roll for cover. Did she make it? Yes, she did, and boom.
So you're just trying to go to the house now if you're Concordia.
They've got an open house for a draw for 1. And again, what did I say on the last shot?
Yeah.
Gabrielle was making a draw last time to get her prepared for the next shot. And what does she do? First thing she does is put the broom down for a draw.
I love the confidence. Just even the way she goes back.
Yep. She knows she needs to hit.
But great shot by Augustana.
For sure. That was a crucial shot, and it wasn't just the call of it, the execution, the sweeping, the delivery, where to put the broom, and although they had the option to do exactly what Gabrielle is doing here, trying to draw to the blue for the win. Here it is, last shot of our extra end. It's not going to go into another end because there's too many in the house, so it's not going to be a blank. So here we go. She needs to hit the blue to get this win. She wants to bite the blue or fully into the white. Looks like she might be there. She is. And it's a win for the Concordia Thunder. 6-5 over the Augustana Vikings in an extra end. A fantastic game. Definitely the feature game.
Man, what an event. We've started off here for the ACAC Curling Championships, and we start off with a fantastic game to start us off here, Richard.
Yes, we've got wonderful. I mean, if this is indicative of the type of curling we're going to see here over Saturday, we've got 3 draws. You'll see them on ACAC TV, 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. We will have 2 games for you. And then on tomorrow afternoon at 3 o'clock will be the third draw, like I was saying, the round robin. So everybody will play them their opponents once. And then we'll do the page playoff at 6:30 on Saturday. So tomorrow we have wall-to-wall action at 10, at 3, and at 6:30 for ACAC TV for the ACAC Championships.
And make sure we got the banquet coming up tonight. So if you want to check out those awards will be posted on the ACAC social page. Richard will be the grand host of that. So that'll be fantastic. And we look forward to bringing you more action. That'll do it for us here. All the sheets are now clean. Our feature match has just wrapped up as the Concordia Thunder beat the Augustana Vikings 6-5 for Richard Strubant. I'm Joshua Arbuthnot. Until next time, folks, cheers and enjoy the day, people.